Hello, folks. Welcome to Irongeek Cast number 66. What the hell am I saying? Dragon Energy. How's it going, folks?
Hola. Shalom.
So,
I am doing wonderful. You got my Oregon Trail T-shirt in the mail today, so I'm feeling woohoo! I'm feeling 80s vintage style over here. Happy wonderful Wednesday, all. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Happy Wednesday. I don't have that level of energy. Thank you very much.
He is full of dragon energy.
He's full of dragon energy, yes.
That's right. Dragon energy without drinking any type of drink. This is all natural.
I'm sipping a little bit of vodka and generic Mountain Dew. So,
ooh,
nice.
Wait a minute. Generic Mountain Dew, that's fake Dew.
It's fake Dew. Yes,
that's fake Dew.
Yeah, this is whatever Myers sells. Okay, Mountain Lightning or something like that.
Oh my God, that sounds dangerous. That's bad as wild turkey.
Ass kicking chicken.
Gobble. Yep.
All right.
Ass kicking chicken. Yep.
Let me go for my list of cons upcoming this weekend, April 28th and 29th. I will be at B-Sides Charm. That's in Baltimore.
I wish I could be there.
Then after that, Converge / B-Sides Detroit is May 10th through the 12th. Taking a week of vacation because I have to drive up to Detroit, and that takes up most of a day for me.
Right.
Detroit doesn't seem as bad as some people say it. It gives me pushing it. But like I said, it depends what part of the town you're in.
Yeah, it's because you're not getting shot.
That's true. I think my kids go up to Michigan, so I could pack my But I have this Colt Python. I didn't hear from my uncle. I bought a couple speed loaders for it, but I don't know. Then after that, I got NolaCon May 18th for the 20th.
All right.
Then HackerCon, Mary's thing, going on May 24th to the 27th. Don't know how much I'll be there at, but I'll be there for some of it. The Sickle City Con, June 1st for the 3rd. Con, June 7th for the 8th. And B-Sides Cleveland, June 23rd.
Okay.
And we'll leave it at that, though. I got a few more for the rest of the year, but, got a little bit further off. After June, I actually have a little bit of time off, other than maybe going to Vegas, of course, because GerCon is not until September. Whatever reason, we kind of swap things around where GerCon is happening in September this year, and DerbyCon is happening in October. All right, folks, let's get into the show notes and see what we have to discuss. People have added all sorts of things.
Survey.
I want to bring up is, I think, I know Ricky was, the main person working on the Irongeek Cast feedback survey, but I think you may have consulted on it, Charles. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're just and just to kind of give a quick brief overview. What we want to do, we want to hear feedback from all you guys that are actually out here listening to our cast. Is there things that we can improve on? Is there things that we suck at? I mean, really, please, we definitely want some real feedback, because that way, as you tell us what we need to get better, that's how we become better. But we won't know unless you tell us. And let us know what you would like to see on the show too, because that is also a plus. We definitely strive to make this better. That's the goal.
And I got the shut the fuck up and get in the robot. Let us know.
And I got a link in the show notes and all that, so if anybody wants to follow that, the Survey Monkey, they can.
Yes. So that's pretty much from excusing the robot comment, but
I'm sorry, I'm playing Skyrim VR right now. I might be a bit trolly.
Well, okay. Troll away in silence. But we definitely if you definitely can provide your feedback, that would be perfectly welcome, and I will be watching throughout the entire show on the chat channel. So here we go.
All right. Well, first thing we got from the show notes is, and I have no idea about anything on this, Nintendo Switch NVIDIA exploit. So what's up with this?
Well, this is just from what I've read of it, it's just it only works on version 3.0 right now. So if you have a Nintendo Switch with version 3.0 right now, you can do a lot of different homebrew stuff. You can actually install Python on there as well too. Get your little code on and have some fun with it. Now I don't know about the online gaming, how that affects it or whatnot if you do perform this particular hack. And I'm not sure yet if this hack is sustainable after a reboot. So I don't know if it's a soft hack or
my understanding is it involves the bootloader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
My understanding is they can't patch it through anything but a firmware flash.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
So
understand.
it exists now. It'll exist forever for all of them that are currently out there.
Kudos to whoever performed this hack. If you're listening right now, kudos to you. And keep hacking away because we need this. The community needs this. My Oregon Trail says that we need this. Okay? So,
it gets better. It gets better.
Kudos. Okay, go ahead.
So, anyone who's familiar with NVIDIA's track record on security knows this is just another long line of NVIDIA fuck-ups. Out of curiosity, is anyone familiar with NVIDIA's driver security history?
No, tell us about it.
So, NVIDIA has had a long line of system-level exploits that happen because of DMA to video drivers, and even a Node.js driver app that essentially allowed anyone to connect to it from anywhere.
Okay. All right, we have a question in the chat as well from Jonathan Harris.
Well, kudos to the Reswitch project, by the way, for the whole hack.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to go out and buy a Switch before they fucking get rid of them all.
Yeah. And before I get to the question, circle back real fast. My wife actually has a 2DS. She jailbroke and using a special cartridge you can get for it. And basically it's been banned from the Nintendo's network for a few times, actually. And all you have to do is like change the console ID on it and you're unbanned, essentially.
Nice.
And the store, she actually goes on to the Nintendo store and downloads games from Nintendo, and the security there is pretty much non-fucking existent. It's
called it's not e-store, it's like free store, so open source store.
No. This is Nintendo's actual store. This is not like some third-party store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So their security is just absolutely fucking a joke.
Hey, I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them. One thing too, Jonathan Harris has a question. Kali Linux for Android Samsung Galaxy S7 C Spire. Can I use app Termix and run rolling Kali on the S7? That's a good question. I'm not sure if that's supported. Do any of you guys know?
Nope, I have no idea.
Is Termix emulator? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's emulator, but he wants to know and run Kali 2.0, Kali Linux rolling. I'm not sure. They have like NetHunter.
Yeah,
they have like NetHunter for Kali, but I'm not sure if that specific like Galaxy S7 is supported.
My understanding is it's not supported on Galaxy devices.
No, it's not.
Well, let's head over to just for keepsake. Check out the offensive security website and check out NetHunter and see, and it should have some type of hardware list that you could check out to see if your device is particularly supported.
Their hardware list.
Quick Google shows that Galaxy S7 does support NetHunter.
Oh,
Okay.
nice! I did not.
I know. That's it. Let's send it. Let's go over to offensive security because it changes all the time.
It says thread on xdadevelopers.com.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay.
It says Kali NetHunter 3.15.2 for the Galaxy S7.
Oh, they're up to 3 now?
That's what the thread says as of 2016, November 2016.
Oh, well, I must already have that one then. I thought I was on 2.
Oh my gosh. Who did that?
That was my war cry.
Your war cry is very nice.
Yeah, because doesn't NetHunter require a single volume? A non-partition volume?
What's that?
Doesn't NetHunter require a single non-partition volume?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And circling back real fast, Charles, you were actually right. It is a free shop, which basically spoofs that you are a valid user and lets you download from directly from Nintendo. So it's even worse than before.
Yeah, because I have a Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
And I did the hack for the
Okay.
3DS because that's how I'm running like Doom. I play
Yeah.
Doom on my 3DS. I also have like River City Ransom, the Japanese version that never came out in the US.
Yep.
On Nintendo 3DS. So you can go and you can find games that you've never even played before, never even seen before, that have never been released in the US.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm deep into the 3DS scene. I do answer some questions sometime on the subreddit of 3DS.
Okay.
So yeah. Hey, Pixel Perfect. Here's a quick question. Anyone successful evading carbon black defense with their payloads? I can't personally answer that question because I've never used carbon black. Have I heard of it? Yes. And I have used counterattack. Has anyone in the used carbon black before?
Can't say I have.
No, can't say I have either.
Can't say I have.
Yeah.
I have not, though I know pen testers who have been able to get past it.
Okay.
Have you, Adrian?
No, I don't know anything about it. Sorry.
Okay. So just for anybody who doesn't know, carbon black is essentially application whitelisting. I mean, more advanced, but it's based off of app whitelisting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was kind of similar to counterattack, because counterattack is like that. Counterattack operates all of its system. It operates through the kernel system calls of the operating system, so it operates at the kernel level.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to just having a service running in the background. Everything is hooked into the system calls of the kernel.
Yeah.
In the Windows box and Linux and Mac OS, which Mac OS is still in beta.
Very nice.
And cloud whitelisting. Okay. All right. I mean, that's all I have to say really on the Nintendo Switch stuff. I haven't had any chance to really play around with the Switch as of late. There's been so many other things going on. I'm definitely going to try out the exploit once I get a chance, after I finish reading a lot of the readmes and see what other people have come up to, and then I could just go from there. Now, as far as like getting your hands on the Switch before they're all gone, you could definitely hit up GameStop. GameStop has a lot of pre-owned ones. That's where I got my second Switch from, and you get the pre-owned ones is better because that's where you get the lower firmware as opposed to the latest and greatest.
You may have to switch to the Switch.
I have two Switches.
You may have to switch to the Switch.
Yeah, switch to the Switch, switch. Ow!
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to get one myself. Nothing else, just for the comical headline, which I intend to put, in theory, put in USB recovery mode using something about as thin as a paperclip.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything more on this subject either. Does anybody else?
Yeah. No,
Nope.
I don't. We can move on to the next subject.
All right. So Atlantis apparently been hit by some ransomware, huh?
Who was?
Yeah. If nobody ever heard.
Are we shocked by this?
No.
Wait, who got hit by ransomware this time?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, whenever they got hit here about a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so they've been releasing their cleanup costs. And so total on the cleanup costs is around, I think, I'm just adding this up in my head, but I think it's around 2.6 million.
That is what is being reported by Wired, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And here's a link to their actual, I just threw it over in the chat. There's a link to their breakdown. So, they implemented Duo, so that's nice. Multi-factor. It only cost them $212,000. Emergency response. SecureWorks was their emergency response for $650,000. I mean, it's a halfway decent little breakdown of everything they've been doing from a security perspective, as well as what they now have and what they may not have. But that's all I had about that was just the breakdown, the total expense and breakdown of services.
Gotcha.
Yep. So if nobody has anything, we can move on.
Sure can.
All right. Next up, AWS Route 53 BGP hijack.
Wow, I haven't seen BGP in ages.
Yeah, well, it's still widely used though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Next thing you're gonna tell me RIP2 is the awesome part too.
Yeah.
BGP has a ton of versions, so
Yeah.
you probably
But yeah, AWS got hit by a hijack, and about a couple of their domain names were rerouted to some malicious actors, or some of their IPs were misrouted to malicious actors. Apparently, one of the big cryptocurrency wallet services got hit, and someone siphoned like several $100,000 worth of Ethereum coins and such out too.
Sweet.
And, yeah, just using BGP, just announcing that no, they're the peer and taking over traffic.
Oh,
so
yeah, you can become the man in the middle for any arbitrary place in the world.
Yep.
So BGP is very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't I read that they were being diverted to Russia?
Yeah,
that is what I read as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I seem to remember being told at one point that Man in the Middle was a high exploitation bar.
What?
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Tell that to Jericho.
It depends on your threat model.
I'll put it like this. I was told it was an extremely high barrier of attack by the DEF CON CFP board.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I mean, I will give it to this style of man in the middle and actually getting into AWS.
It was one of AWS's customers.
Good one.
Yeah.
What I read was one of AWS's customers as opposed to Amazon, as to Amazon HQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just reminder, use DNSSEC, use whatever techniques you can do to secure your borders. That way you avoid these kinds of shit. If it happens, oh well, hey, you get red flags all over the place.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Build that wall.
Yeah.
Build the wall.
I mean, related was Google DNS had problems. I think what was it yesterday morning, early, like around 5 Central or something like that, 5 in the morning. They were down for like good
LGBT
30 minutes.
Group rescinded its.
Oh, sorry, I was reading something in the back. Automatic startup. Sorry.
Yeah, Darren. I think they got DDoSed.
Well, if someone can
Find
DDoS Google and bring down Quad 8, holy crap, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I thought I read that.
Well, without digging into specifics, Quad 8 and Google's DNS has always had issues. You guys just might not hear about them or might not know about them, but there's always issues with it.
I believe you. It's just I've rarely heard of issues with it. These days, been using more of Cloudflare's new 1111.
Yeah. What is that?
But even that's problematic, especially in some environments.
Is it problematic because it's a public entity like Cloudflare? Or is it problematic because of incidents that have happened?
certain conflicts, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Whenever you're using
Political conflicts?
No. Whenever you're
Okay.
using 1111 or 8888, it restricts you from being able to do geolocation. So
Wait, what?
that ends up, if you're doing geolocation, you have different sites and offices
Yeah.
for certain products, you won't be able to do geolocation due to the way the product, since I'm not naming the product, the way the product talks out to DNS for those queries. That's how it identifies where it's currently sitting to try to find,
So it's
Google
just
searches, you're returning Google.China, Google.Australia, things like that, and language specific.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's only doing it. Yeah. Okay.
And so you still have to use some type of an in-country DNS whenever you're doing geolocation.
Well, I'm sure Cloudflare, geez, I'd probably imagine it wouldn't be any cast. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they would only have a single server serving the entire world for it.
Yeah, I may have misread that. One of those things that just shot in my head real quick. I thought I saw that.
I find that very difficult to believe that an organization like Cloudflare would have a single, specifically geolocated server, a single server in one specific geographic location that is handling the entire world's DNS.
Especially given that it's fucking Cloudflare, all things.
Yeah. Same thing with Google.
Yeah. Well, was it Google or Cloudflare that went down? I thought it was Google.
It was Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were down for like an hour, roughly, maybe 2.
I'm sorry. I just saw a meme fly past my timeline saying if Trump had a son out of wedlock, and you see a picture of Kanye West.
Well, they're both basically from showbiz, so it kind of makes sense.
Was Kanye ever on The Apprentice?
Who knows? Who knows?
It does have a kind of bad precedence of getting more and more. I guess the first showbiz to a major politician thing would have to be Reagan. It's the first one I can think of. But I guess Trump isn't exactly the first thing of that, because Jesse, the Body Ventura, became governor of what was it? Where did he become governor of?
Minnesota.
And then of course there is Arnold and Clint Eastwood was the mayor of some town. It's Carmel something. Oh,
Jesse Ventura was he the governor or mayor of
Governor.
Governor of Florida?
Governor.
Yeah.
Was it Mount Carmel, Clint Eastwood?
yeah, something. I want to say.
Yeah, Carmel.
You said Jesse Ventura. I thought he was the governor of Minnesota. I mean, Minneapolis.
Well, Minneapolis is a city in Minnesota, isn't it?
I mean Minnesota. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry.
I thought Ventura was Florida, but I could be wrong.
No, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he's
sure.
Minnesota
right.
for sure.
Then again, you know what they say about politics? It's showbiz for ugly people.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Well, no, Adrian, you know what they say? Those who can do, those who can't lead, those who do neither teach. So, yeah.
All right. IE 0 Day found in the wild. So there's an unpatched IE exploit floating around out there?
Yeah, and there's not a lot of information on this thing yet. What was the company name? It's a Chinese company, and I have not seen anywhere that it's been confirmed by any other sources, just that they had reported it to Microsoft, and apparently it ends up running in memory and then pulls down something from a command and control server, and then the malware starts running. So It's Qihu 360 core QU or QIHOO. But it
Widely
could be
used.
valid. Yeah, we don't know if it's fully valid or not, but they're advising of it.
You know, there's a lot of stuff out there as far as I do a nested scan of something and come out with a bunch of critical exploits or critical vulnerabilities, but there's no exploit code out there for them besides denial of service.
Correct.
Yep.
All right. Well, when they release the patch it up, boy.
There you go.
Yahoo smacked with a 35 millimeter fine. 35.
Yeah, $1 million fine. So this was off.
What happened?
This is from 2014, whenever all the 500 million accounts were hacked or compromised, and now the FCC is finally slapping them with a fine, but with their revenue, 35 million's next to nothing. And they're not even Yahoo anymore. There's some, what they renamed themselves to.
Well, they're owned by Verizon now, I think, aren't they?
I don't know if that deal's gone through. That's actually something I want to discuss real quick. Did that ever go through?
Well, let's see.
I don't think the ink is
it
out on
went
that one.
through. It did go through.
Did it? Okay.
Let's see.
The ink dried on it.
Yeah, they closed that like a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but Yahoo can't be bringing in much money, right? I mean, what do? They're a search engine
Well,
that nobody uses to search.
according to a TechCrunch article, they combined them with AOL, with their AOL assets, to a subsidiary called OAuth,
Yeah, that's it. Oh, well.
covering some 50 media brands, including TechCrunch, and 1 billion people globally.
Wow.
End quote.
Wow, because of OAuth, maybe?
Yeah. OAuth Inc.
Oh, is it OAuth or maybe it's Oath? Maybe I'm just misreading that
Yeah,
shit.
it could be Oath.
Okay. Yeah, because OAuth is
Yeah.
OAuth
it's
is
like ID, Open
Yeah,
ID.
I totally misread that shit.
yeah, it was Oath.
Oh, okay.
If I'm
Gotcha.
illiterate, there you go. Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. But combined, I wonder what they are separately. Like, who's using Yahoo? Maybe older people.
Well, Verizon paid, was it $4.5 billion?
They did, yeah. Well, I'm not sure. It was in the billions, though.
Yeah, Verizon closes $4.5 billion acquisition of Yahoo. Marissa Meyer got out for $23 million. Lucky bitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I have a couple Vizio televisions, and they're smart TVs, but they're back in for the smart apps. It's a Yahoo back end. So like the old school Yahoo apps and things that used to exist, they ported those and made some of the technology for the smart TVs.
Mm.
So who knows what else they're in? Because they could be all over the place and we just don't realize it.
Be nice to see what the revenue is separate from those other companies like AOL and both.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep my TVs pretty dumb, so.
You mean to tell me you don't want a fucking TV that can access, Pornhub?
No, I do not.
That's what you use Kodi and your Fire Sticks and everything else for.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I read some trade publications a while back about advertisers salivating over the possibility for smart TVs to have a camera to record your expression to see what your expression is when certain events on TV are happening. So, fuck, I know we're not at that point for most TVs, but yeah, I'm not going to even entertain that.
That's a fucking Nielsen box right in your house. Holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just be prepared to walk around naked all the time.
Nope, don't do that either.
What if I'm an exhibitionist and just really like to?
Well, I hope somebody likes having fun. I had a customer a while back that had a smart TV that I thought they were being overly paranoid about something, and it turned out that they were not overly paranoid.
Nope.
Well,
So after that, I made sure that I don't have any smart TVs around me.
there's actually a story a few years ago about a guy who had one of the I think it was one of the Samsung smart TVs where you can like plug USB drives into it, play videos and shit, and he played some video off of it off of a USB stick, and he saw network traffic using Wireshark or whatever, and it was sending the file name off to a server that Samsung operated. Like it was just sending the file name, and he was like changing it to weird shit. Like he put donkey porn and midget porn and shit on there as just a file name, and it was still just sending them off. And even though the server appeared to be like down, but it was still doing that. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I recall something similar. I thought for Samsung TV a few years ago, but it was traffic, as in a TV where you give use your voice to activate or deactivate it, change channels.
Yeah.
And it was sending that voice traffic to a company that I think was Samsung had contracted out in a third world nation to handle all the voice recording. So not only do you have a literal microphone sending in your house, sending data outside of it, but just because I don't know if it was because it was cheaper or maybe they were trying to avoid some whatever very weak privacy laws we do have in the U.S. Maybe they're just trying to avoid even that by sending the data off to a third world nation.
Huh.
I'm sure I can dig up the article.
But did they bag that Bob at?
I do not get the reference.
You don't know Baghdad Bob?
Oh, Baghdad Bob. I thought there's something else. No, they did not.
Yeah, back 2015. Disable your Samsung Smart TV from listening to you. Turn off the voice recognition so that they stop uploading that data to their servers. But yeah, looks like it was back around 2015.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. And if you do have a smart TV, provisioned off, VLAN it off, put your ACLs in, keep it away from your main stuff.
But why not live dangerously?
Yes, it's it's just so long as they don't on your laptop. It's okay if they can see your nudes and hear all of your conversations inside your house.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure it can't touch anything else.
Reminds me a little bit of that old XKCD cartoon where said if someone steals my laptop while I'm logged in, they can read my email, take my money, and impersonate me to my friends, but at least they can't install drivers without my permission. This is in the context of using a user account all the time rather than an admin account.
Yeah.
And where security people tend to not really see the bigger picture in that.
Oh, it's even worse. You know why? Think about.
How could it be worse than literally recording all you say and sending it off to a third world country?
Simple. They could
Just
turn
don't say
it into
anything
a
dumb.
bomb.
What was that?
It's
Hackers
the old
could turn
argument.
the computer into a bomb.
I'm a little. You're going to have to qualify that because I'm a little doubtful that there's explosive material inside of a TV unless you literally mean the battery.
That was an old sensationalist article in a newspaper back in like the mid-90s.
Got it.
I'm sending you this now.
Okay.
I am super full of anticipation here.
There you go.
I am on the edge of my seat.
Oh, this is a nail biter.
It's sent.
Homeland Security.
I do remember this one. That's awesome. And blow your family to smithereens.
Sickos can wreak death and destruction from thousands of miles away.
I remember there was a Punisher comic book that featured microchip instead of the Punisher, where he set up someone's monitor to explode on him on command, but he had to be there, and I can't remember what the scenario was. It's been a long time since I read it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you pack some C4 to the back of a monitor and then the monitor turns on, yeah, you could do that, but normally no.
There's an old meme of a hand coming out of a computer monitor and choking the person on the other side. And then there was like updates to that where like the fist comes through.
It's yes, it was a name where it says become the billionaire, be the first person to invent a way to choke someone over the internet.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't do it if you use Cloudflare's DNS server, though.
Ask
They
it
protect you.
Flare it up!
Hey guys, I'll
Hey,
catch you later. I need some downtime.
All
You
right.
can tell.
See ya.
later, skater.
It's a
Meow.
mess. Hiss. Ha.
Okay, this next one sounds
All right.
interesting. I haven't looked into a whole lot, but apparently Hotel Master Key system. And I take it this applies to just the RFID ones, which I really like because I always erase the magnetic hotel key cards. And the RFID I've had good luck with, but apparently someone's come up with a way of decoding a card and making a master key out of card.
Yeah, super interesting.
Very.
So it took them 10 years to do this, a decade to put this together.
Hey, better late than never, right?
Yeah, well,
But the systems are still in use.
yeah, they updated their software, but each one of the 45,000, I think, hotels, each individual lock needs to have its firmware updated.
That's a good pain in the ass. So
Nice.
Wow.
I mean, it's based off the same premise as cloning just a regular RFID card, though, right? Like we do with perimeters of buildings and everything else.
But the gist I got, you could get one card that worked in a hotel room for like your hotel room, and get something off of it to allow you to open up everyone's hotel room in that hotel.
Oh shit!
Yes.
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that correct?
Oh, that
Yes,
makes
it
a
is.
big difference.
Oh, Charles, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a large difference.
Have they released the specifics to how it's done?
I don't think. Yeah, they have a research.
Ooh.
They have a research paper out.
Okay.
But I don't know if they go into enough detail to allow somebody to recreate it.
I saw a message on IllMob about it, and someone said something about some software that could be used for cloning had been taken down, but that one people at IllMob had already gotten the stuff, the copy. I don't know a whole lot about it.
No, that was just one of the things that I saw on my feed that I thought was interesting. So
it looks like they're like from a hardware standpoint, they're just running with a Pi Zero, isn't it?
Around that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see some more of the specs. How soon do you? I mean, we don't know, but how soon do you think they may release some more of the specs on this? Since it's a single master key, and can affect so many. Do you think we'll see it within 6 months?
Wow, it's 140,000 hotels in more than 160 countries. So they've been. Yeah, I don't know how soon they would release a paper that would. These are researchers; they're white hats. I doubt they would release the code or sufficient details to allow someone to recreate. Apparently, no one's using this in the wild yet, but there have been other cases where you do the cloning of the maid's key.
Yeah.
And that took, I think, a couple years to get updated everywhere.
Okay.
It wasn't a speedy rollout, and I think it affected a smaller number of hotels. I thought it was 45,000. Apparently, it's up to 500,000 and 1 million vulnerable locks.
Woo. Yeah, that's nice.
For sure.
Well, and if you think about it too, how much money are these hotels already spending on physical security? I mean, it's a boatload. And you won't have probably at least a quarter of the hotels, even once a security patch has been rolled out, the updated firmware, they probably won't be updating it for another couple of years.
If they do it.
Yeah, if they even do update it.
My wife used to work for hotels doing housekeeping, and she also made security cards, all shit like that. And oh yeah, it's ancient ass shit, and
yeah,
so much of it is just cobbled together in the back. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in there, use the deadbolt.
Yep. Yeah, the article mentioned someone. Oh yeah, someone stole the laptop. Well, no, they probably slipped a coat hanger on the door and pulled the latch. Because that'll do it.
Yeah.
No, I think it was something else. Because most of the time when it comes to hotel thefts, it's normally insider shit.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody else is in on it. Typically, someone at the front desk.
Yeah.
And
well, my wife worked at the hotel she worked at. A lot of the housekeeping staff were people in halfway houses, and yeah. So awesome. That's kind of So we're, it's either the Mexican maids who are probably here illegally or quasi legally, or people who are ex-cons trying to get a job to survive. So. Yeah.
No, I mean,
lock your shit up.
No, reminds me of an article on a Wired a year ago about someone who went on a hotel. He had a bit of a hacking spree with on various hotels. Sounds like he just had a bit of an addiction to breaking and entering. He didn't really care what he stole. It was just the thrill of getting in there and stealing shit. So it's a bit of a klepto.
Yep.
If you Google it, just look for Wired, and the name of the article is "The Hotel Hacker."
Nice.
There's a book about it. I think it's called like the hotel room. Let me see here. It's about this whole mess.
Well, while you're finding that, the safes they have in the hotels, the ones that you can put your own custom key code against. If you really think about it, they have to reset those, which means the housekeeping or whoever already has the ability to reset those and get into anything you have in there.
Well, it depends. Do you think they would give the password up? You think by policy they would give the key code to the housekeeping? I mean, I would imagine they would get it eventually, but I can't imagine any same policy that says, yeah, housekeeping should be able to reset the safe.
Yeah. I mean, somebody has to reset it, and it's most likely housekeeping.
But my experience of that was at Caesars, where room I came in had a locked safe, and they had to call someone special who could reset it, and it definitely was not housekeeping.
And
then again, it's Caesars.
That's a large scale hotel. You know, that's not like the Marriott
or the mom and pop shops or like the hotel where I stayed in, where the guy saw me leave and thought I was gone for the day, and then somebody tried to break in, and of course, there I was sitting there working, and looking at him like, what the fuck do you want?
Did he answer?
Only thing he said was, "Oh shit, I'm sorry."
Nice.
What's that? You kind of went out there a little bit.
The only thing he said was, "Oh shit, I'm sorry," and that was over the summer when I was doing when I was doing reconnaissance for the solar eclipse.
Ah, gotcha.
Trying to blind yourself.
Even ignoring the fact that someone has the master code to those things to reset them, they're cheap ass shit safes anyways. Those things
That's
can
a
be
big
picked-
one.
They can be picked real easily. I'm sure a lot of them have some kind of other vulnerability. I mean, they're well known safes, so you can find a drill diagram if you don't want to even pick it. So, and of course, they're not secured to shit in most hotels. So, yeah, pick it up, and leave. There you go.
And I'm checking the guy at DerbyCon. I want to say his name's Joe, and I hate the fact that I keep forgetting people's names unless I say them real regularly, because he's told me his name several times. Nice guy. He did a bunch of research on safes, and he did a good talk on like gun safes at DerbyCon. And I'm trying to get the man's name.
Is that last year?
No, Deviant did a bunch of those.
Unfortunately, Deviant passed away. He was slain by a common San Diego cosplayer. Did you? I think she took over the Twitter feed.
No, seriously?
No.
I was about to say, come on, man.
Wow.
Might as well have. She took his balls.
Oh.
Come on now.
Hey.
She can't hear nothing. I got the headphones on, but yeah.
DerbyCon 3, a talk by Jeff Popo. It's Jeff. I keep calling him Joe. It's Jeff. It's Jeff Popio. Nice guy. He does a lot of research on like safes and such, and he's got a talk at DerbyCon 3 where he was showing how shitty a lot of these gun safes are.
Nice.
I asked a question in the room the other day about biometric safes and if anybody uses them, reliability, that kind of stuff. I'll check out that talk.
No, I've given up on using safes after my time in the military, and I figured out I knew what it took to break into a safe.
Yeah, you get a kid in the house. It gives the wife some, I don't know, gives her a little bit of security in the thought that this thing is at least protected by something my kid can't get into.
Right.
Well, the TLDR is if you got a gun that you use for home defense, get something simple and cheap that will at least keep it out of semi-inquisitive hands. But for everything else, get like a real gun safe, like not Sentry, but
Fort Knox. Fort Knox okay or not? I don't know. That's the brand I see a lot.
What was it?
Fort Knox.
Not that one. I'm trying to think which one I saw. Sturdy. That's a good one. Yeah, Sturdy.
Sturdy's a good one.
I kept my uncle's old safe. I don't know how I would have moved the fucking thing over here though. He had a great like 6 foot tall safes.
Yeah.
That ended up getting sold.
Well, do you know how they're fireproof, right?
No, the fireproof up to a certain.
Well, do you know how they're made fireproof?
No.
Okay, so they're double walled, and in the middle is usually concrete. That's why they're so fucking heavy. Yeah.
Nice.
Insulation.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna need a freight truck to move that shit, and then if you want good, you're gonna have to drill some bolts into your foundation so that way no one can cart it off.
Yep.
But anyways, I think we're diverging a little bit here.
As per usual.
So a lot of hotels are going to have to replace some shit, or it's going to be really fun at some hacker cons here upcoming soon.
It really is. It really is.
I remember, I think the first ShmooCon I went to, someone socially engineered their way into Dave Kennedy's room and like left a bunch of porno mags and other weird stuff and or whatever.
What did Dave say?
I don't think Dave was happy at the time because he just got a new job, and at the time that was that was way before the company he founded. But he got a new job in a new company and just a little bit before then, and I don't think he was happy.
Oh man. Like, really?
Nice.
They find out who did it, or was that anonymous?
Yeah, they knew who did it. They knew who did it.
Okay.
Someone he knew from local. Okay, so next thing on the list is Joy Reid quote hat. Apparently, some on an old blog Joy Reid used to run. Joy Reid is some news commentator who all I see is a bunch of tweets, usually just whining about Trump one way or the other. Most of the time I've seen on Twitter. Apparently, he claims to have been hacked because some stuff that was at least somewhat what sounded at least people homophobic was found on her old blog. And at first she apologized.
Yeah.
But then she said they thought it was hacked, and apparently she had a security consultant talk to her about it. And the security consultant in question, we actually kind of know. Was it WU Alpha Soldier?
Mm-hmm. WVU West Virginia as it stands for. West Virginia University.
Yeah, I always got along with the guy here on Twitter. I remember one time a discussion with him about different weird fringe groups out there and which were and were not white supremacists. Like, we brought up the Kekistanis and like, no, they're their own little meme silliness. And they talk about the Proud Boys and like, well, the Proud Boys aren't. So he's getting shit now because he has connections to, or he claimed connections to Weave, which of course got him a little shit. But also, apparently he was the one that was doing the work for Joy Reid and claimed that it was hacked. I don't know what the hell
I don't know what his specific wording was on that, because he tries to be very specific in wording. Did he specifically say that she was hacked?
I do not know. She claims to have been hacked, or somebody got on and modified the site. I don't know what exactly WV Alpha Soldier said.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm gonna do my research on that later and try to find out what the heck's going on with that tangled mess.
And it is a mess.
Too, my views have changed over time, and I no longer believe that. That should have been it.
Yeah, that was.
Gotta say. So go ahead.
So great. That would have been a good response, I think, Nikki. Yeah.
Well, that would have been a truthful response, but the problem was to the people she's trying to appease, ever having that bad thought in the first place is grounds for, lynching.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
Yeah.
On her side of
whoa, wait a minute. You can't use that word.
Oh, okay.
How dare you? Yeah, but I mean, at some point, these opinion makers have to stand some ground. You got fringy, noisy people, but at some point they're going to have to go, okay, no, stop it. Maybe that'll start the pendulum swinging back the other way.
The very politically correct types will going to eat their own. Some of the things I read that she wrote didn't sound incredibly. I can get why some homosexual people would be upset by it, because it was basically defending, I think, of some athlete who made some comments about not wanting to see Brokeback Mountain or something. I don't know. I didn't quite follow what the hell the post was, but I don't think the comments were as bad as people are making out to be. But at the same time, I think if someone really wanted to hack a site to make it look bad, they could have posted worse comments. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. They're pretty innocuous to somebody that you would consider maybe right of center. Kissing, seeing gay people kiss makes me uncomfortable, is what she's saying. And then I didn't see Brokeback Mountain because I think she actually said most straight people would find the idea of two men kissing uncomfortable, and that
to that extent,
something like that. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't hardcore. I wouldn't call it homophobia at all, but it was what people believed in back then. And we're talking back then, what, 10 years ago?
No, this was yeah. I mean, 2012. So yeah.
Brokeback.
Think about how many ideas have shifted since then. Back then, or just before back then, Barack Obama said marriage was between a man and a woman. Hillary Clinton was marriage is between a man and a woman, and now they're not. Now they're pro same-sex marriage, which is fine, but ideas shifted crazy in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years.
Politically correct term is the views have evolved.
Probably, yeah, but
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Ideas in 7 years is nuts.
No, it's just funny. It's just funny how you he said, "Oh, wait a minute." Let's just put it this way: the views have evolved.
That is the term that Obama used to justify, how he went from anti-gay marriage to pro-gay marriage.
In a span of a month. Yeah.
It should be like, I don't even care if they get married. You know what I mean? Like, people want to get married, let them get married. I don't care. They can marry a tree. It's easier for them to marry a tree, but then the same sex is the issue. That's the thing that gets me.
And see, that's just talking about politicians. In my view, the politicians their views change based upon who they think their voter basis is.
Pretty much.
That's the old quote, culture is upstream from politics.
Yeah.
Meaning culture changes, and then somewhere down the line, maybe a year or 2 years down the road, politicians. I'm sorry?
Politics is downstream from culture. I think
yes.
I think it's an Andrew Breitbart quote.
It is. Yeah, it is. But it's true.
So, your child's first words, were they dada? Because it sounds awful lot like dada.
Yeah, she's saying dada.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of dada.
Yeah, she's like dada.
Don't speak much until they got about 2 years old. Because she's not even one yet, is she?
No, she won't be one until August.
I didn't think she was.
Yeah, she's been saying dada for a while. She says dada, and she goes like she make noises. But we read to her every day too.
That helps, brother.
Yeah, we read to her every day. And she's walking in the walker, so she goes back and forwards now in the walker. Oh God. Yeah, so yeah.
The nails.
Yeah, the nails are sharp. And then when I try to drink something, she'll yep. Good. That's what she'll do.
Yeah, I thought it was
I can't drink nothing. It's just rough.
Okay, I'm thinking this Joy Reid thing. I'm thinking she actually had those opinions at one time, and she's kind of gone the more mainstream leftist bent as time went by, and now she's trying to cover for the thing. But I don't know what was going on with WV. So I don't know exactly what he said. I need to look into that because I read one place that he apparently has killed a whole lot of his Twitter feed. And someone's talking about him having white supremacist ties because of talking about knowing weave, but a lot of people know weave.
So he knows weave more from the whole anonymous thing back in the day. That's my understanding. As far as deleting his Twitter, he does that like every day or every other day. Though in this case, it's probably maybe if he didn't delete it routinely, he probably would do it again. Frankly, the shitstorm is just weathering the storm right now. Although him openly being a military propagandist and bragging about it at every opportunity.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do.
He's a bit of a nerd when it comes to military propaganda. He gushes about how the history of propaganda and the techniques used. So he's either
He's not back down with his Twitter feed right now. He said, "I very much did live tweet Andrew's release from prison," and it's talking about.
I believe it.
But I wouldn't say the guy. But someone tried to tie him to the neo-Nazis, and I wouldn't say he has those affiliations because he was wrongly calling groups that weren't neo-Nazis or something. So I don't know.
He's not. I think he was just like many other people. Didn't really believe the whole neo-Nazi shtick for quite some time because let's face it, the Daily Stormer, fucking memes. It's a bunch of 4chan memes, and the site was created to mock Stormfront. It takes a lot to really wrap your head around going from shits and giggles and trolling to white supremacy that is themed after shits and giggles and trolling. I still have a hard time believing that a lot of what's happening right now. So, I definitely don't blame him for sticking by Weave for a while, though. My understanding is he has been burnt by Weave and kind of disavowed him since a bit after his release from prison. Given that he has weaved action since then.
Remember, Anthony Reno was hacked too, says Pixel Perfect. Oh, Pixel Perfect. I like his line. I need votes. My views evolved. That's what someone said about politics in general. To get the primary, a lot of people go and argue for, and the political views expressed are usually towards the base. Like a Republican would go more conservative, and a Democrat would go more liberal. And then as they start going to the main election, they start being a little bit more centrist.
I could see that. So where they're, getting kind of one group in their party and then try to start getting the larger group.
Yeah, useful strategy. The idea of somebody having to pay for sins like misspeak or something that the culture now believes in the past. They've done something in the past, now they have to pay for it now is odd. I mean, unless it was a violent crime or something crazy, it seems absurd to me that somebody would target. I don't like when the left does it. I'm sorry, the left does it. I certainly don't like it when the right does it. It just seems like it's going to stir up a lot of shit for people. And then what are you sanitizing?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you sanitizing your views all the time in hopes that the culture doesn't shift?
I think politicians in general do, yeah.
You should never have to atone for what you said in the past. I mean, that's kind of bullshit. I mean, yeah, people make mistakes in the past all the damn time. As saying goes, to err as a human. You go, okay, yeah, I may have said it before in the past, but I learned and I believe this now, or this is my understanding now. So,
yeah, it's odd. We go 15 years down the line where, well, being for the Second Amendment right now is sort of hereticky. But 15 years down the line, 20 years down the line, if you were a pro-Second Amendment commentator and the Second Amendment has been abolished, you would expect to have to pay for that. Puritanical purity tests. That would be kind of cool. Implement them.
it's like the old scarlet letter bullshit they dealt with back in the 1700s or 1600s even.
Oh, like an armband or something?
Oh, didn't you ever read the scarlet letter? Oh, it says it's about this woman. She basically had to wear this like red A on her dress. This was back in like Pilgrim times, and she was basically a whore, essentially, according to the decree of the village. So she'd wear a constant mark of shame on her because of that.
Wow.
A for adultery, right?
I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. These days, being branded with a scarlet letter is a euphemism to say you are branded as a pariah.
Yeah. And that's what the whole point of it was. She was branded as a pariah because of something she did in the past.
Well, I mean, that, I don't know. When I read the book, at the time, I thought it was a perfect example of not snitching.
Well,
because they wanted to know who it was, and she wouldn't say. And the whole time it was the good Reverend, Goody Proctor.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that good Reverend is like our modern day male feminist.
Oh man, don't get Adrian started on the male.
It's not just that; it's any muckrakers anymore, because that's the big heart of journalism anymore is fucking muckraking.
Yeah, it's for sure.
That's like the way to get views, is to just stir the shit up. I mean, no, it's not fucking reporting the actual news. It's not be factual. Let's just stir the shit up and see what sticks.
Kind of true.
TMZ? I'm sorry, not TMZ. You ever watch CNN and Fox News?
Well, you can lump TMZ in there.
MSNBC. Well, yeah, you could throw TMZ in there, but they cover it like TMZ would, or like the Gawker would, or like the Inquirer would.
Right.
Nutty.
Well, I mean, yeah, the BBC used to be like one of the most impartial news sources out there. Not anymore. They were like one of the last ones to fall of actually being unbiased and truthful. And no, they've got fucking biased now. It's sad.
It is,
Do you
man.
think?
Who, BBC?
BBC, yeah.
Well, I mean, they did cover up the crimes of a pedo for years and years. So
yeah, I know.
They did do that. Yeah, they're state owned. I still find the New York Times news section, for the most part, to be pretty unbiased. They sneak some shit in there every once in a while. I'm not talking about their opinion side, just their news side.
Yeah, they do. Ah!
Oh, I'm silent right now. I'm looking in the background to make a Paul Joseph Watson meme that says, "Imagine my shocker."
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. The times we live in, I love it.
Imagine you live in a country where the media is state run, the national healthcare state run, everything's state run. That's Britain now.
Not entirely. There's a lot of it is state run. I mean, you want that? Go look at China.
No. I purposely did not use a country that has a dictator or some sort of a communist past. We're talking about a Western nation that was about freedom. Holy shit.
What's that?
Somebody must have stole their kid. Somebody else's kid. That's a
I thought I was watching a Twilight Zone.
Amber Alert.
I think I had something here going off too.
You do? You have an Amber Alert?
Oh, yeah, we're both in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Well, what the heck going on?
License plate. Oop, I lost it.
I think it was
license
a dad.
GJG 8892 2012 gray Dodge Journey. If anybody sees it and is watching live, let the police know.
Okay. I'll be sure to do that.
That's our public service announcement for the evening.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, subject matters. We can shoot the shit about whatever you want. Right now, like I said, I'm working on my meme.
Well, okay. Just to do a.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to do a quick update on the Hack the Body challenge. I just want to say for those of you watching on the thread, awesome job. I see a lot of people are, posting what they've been doing, something to just improve their life just a little bit each day. Gotten a lot of good feedback on a lot of the Hack the Body challenge. Still much more to do because, like I said, the end goal is to, you can't make everybody happy, but if I can sprinkle just a little bit of happiness and a little bit of joy to help people change maybe their thought process or the mental or the physical, then I'm all for that, man. So far so good.
Keep it going, man.
Rocking. I'm just super amped today. I finally got in my Pixel Pals, as you can see.
Pretty.
And what it is, I got them hooked up to USB connector. Now I don't have to ever worry about batteries again, so I can turn them on and off. And I got a USB connector under my desk, like a 10-port USB hub. So these guys sit on my desk. I have plenty more. I have probably like 20 Pixel Pals, but I'm just waiting for the other ones to come in, so it'll really be lit up in here. So each week go by, you guys will start seeing some more newer Pixel Pals. I got Raphael. I got the Foot Soldier. I'm a Pixel Pal head. I love Pixel Pals altogether. Like I said, I got my Super Famicom working. So I actually bought. If you guys and if anybody's into retro gaming like that, definitely you want to get this little mini converter. I have two of them. That's why I'm showing you this one. This is a HDMI. I have the my Super Famicom connected to the back end, or if you have a Nintendo or whatever, to this back end, and then you can actually connect your HDMI cable up to your television from here, and it converts it over pretty nicely. So it's pretty cool stuff. What else? I'm working, and what I've been working on the moment, like I said, the Hacker Body Challenge. Just been playing around with some more wireless stuff. Just seeing what I can actually do with the yardstick, since I don't get to use it much. I've been playing around with that with under Pen2, not even Kali Linux this weekend. I was messing around. Oh well, earlier in the week I was messing around with Pen2. I linked up with Zero Chaos on IRC, and we just kind of like chatted out a little bit. And I said, "What's been going on in the Pen2 world?" He said, "Dude, download it and see." And I said, "Damn it, I see." And I love the Domo. I love that Domo default background that they always have. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. Pen2. PENTOO. Yeah. It's an older penetration testing distro. It's based off of Gentoo. Gotcha. It's been around longer than Kali. I'm gonna post the link in the.
Has it been around longer than Backtrack?
Around that, yeah, probably around the same time Backtrack's come out.
Okay,
that's when Zero Chaos runs, isn't it? Or one of the main guys is Zero Chaos, correct?
Yeah, he's one of the main developers. Yeah. So here we go. It's in the chat. They've been running it for a while. I've joined up with their IRC channel. I've been on the IRC channel for a while. Zero Chaos also does some development on Kali too, so he kind of like does development with both projects, but I think he's more heavily involved in the Pen2. Yeah. So, and what's cool about it for all you Gentoo heads out there, if you already have Gentoo installed, that's cool. You could just do the Pen2 overlay. It does an overlay over your original Gentoo installation. So if you already have a working Gentoo box, you don't have to uninstall it. You can just do the overlay.
Nice.
And install the libs on there, and you'll have all the pen testing tools that come with Pen2. So it's a pretty slick distro. I like it, especially for my wireless stuff. I've been running into a lot of issues because I run Kali on my Mac in a VM, but when I'm plugging in the USB, it doesn't even recognize the Wi-Fi cards anymore. So I'm like, that's weird. And you know, when you plug something into the Mac while you're running a VM, it asks you, hey, do you want to plug it into the Mac or the Linux or Windows VM or whatever? And you can say, remember your choice. But for some odd reason, for the last couple of months, even though I've selected remember my choice, nothing has popped up. My Wi-Fi cards are not turning on, my Alpha cards. And I'm like, no, I spent too much money for this to not work. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to figure out what's wrong. And I said, well, let me try Pen2 to see what happens. Dude, as soon as I fired up Pen2, the VM, and plugged the USB, they said, hey, do you want to make this part of your Mac or your Pen2 VM? I plugged in there, Pen2 sees it right away. Boom, all my stuff lights up.
Nice.
No problem. And I even rebooted and tried it again to make sure, and sure enough, it just works. So yeah.
So yeah. When's their last release?
December 2nd, 2015.
Yeah, and they just keep it updated. Like I said, it's more like a pen. It's really like a hardcore Linux pen testing distro. It's just like different than if somebody's just using a BSD pen test distro. A lot of things are not going to work as like how Kali does out the box. A lot of stuff you're gonna have to compile and everything. You know, it's just for tinkerers. You know, that still do pen testing, still want to tinker.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I was just curious.
Oh yeah, but it's pretty fun. I've enjoyed using it, still enjoying using it, and you know, hopefully I can contribute something cool to the community one day as I learn.
There you go.
That's pretty much what I've been working on. And again, I've got so much stuff going on. Also too, I'm doing a talk at Nova Hackers in June. It's called Broken Direction. And again, it just talks about like what we discussed earlier about the Hack the Body Challenge. It includes the Hack the Body Challenge. Just talk about the mental health of infosec people, what they go through, what their struggles are, and how to help overcome a lot of this stuff. Because let's be realistic, all of us can't really afford therapy. Let's be realistic. All of us can't really afford therapy, so it could be a way of, I'm looking at this talk as the beginning of a way to become each other's therapists. You see what I'm getting at? Like,
Tell me about your mother.
No, man. It's a way that if we could talk amongst each other within our community, and you'd be surprised what you learn, because nobody would understand the hacking community better than the hackers themselves. So, true. I mean, why not talk about it within our community? And remember, we were always considered outcasts to the outside world because they didn't understand what we were trying to do, or why do all of us sit in front of a computer or play with the phone or play with anything tech for hours at a time. And it's so fascinating to us. They never could understand that, because think about it. Their outside world is driven mainly by money and finance and social status. In our community, and I say, it's a weeds. There's weeds in every bed of flowers, but in our community, we never really were designed to care about social status, social approval. We just cared about what you knew, not what you look like, not what you think, but it's just more so about what you can contribute, whether it's code, whether it's advice, whether it's a talk, whether it's just volunteering to help out. That's what makes us special, and trying to help bring some of that magic back. And if somebody can, benefit from the talk, and even teaming up with Amanda Berlin on some stuff too, because she's doing some real good talks and some real good information out there. And just a plug for her too, man. Definitely, if you didn't get her defensive security book, definitely want to check that out. That's definitely a good read. So yeah,
she's awesome. She pops up on here once in a while.
Yes, she does. And yeah, she's awesome. I mean, there's so many awesome people in the community. It's too many to name. But we all live on Twitter.
There you go.
And for those of you who don't know who I am on Twitter, I am BSD Bandit. Ow!
Someone just pointed out to me about the image. I have the hand on the wrong side. Crap.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I need to fix it.
And whiskey is telling me the world is not your friend. It's just true.
What's that reference?
I don't know.
The world in general.
I guess the world in general, but
that's okay. It probably isn't.
Hey, Charles.
But that's okay. Yeah.
You got anything going on this weekend?
Yeah. I'm taking the OSCP.
There you go.
On Sunday. Meow.
Nice.
Oh.
How you feeling? You ready?
I feel good. I'm ready as I'm gonna be, bro. That's it. Like I said before, it's all about what I've come to learn is just enumeration. And here's what's even crazier, and I've even went insane. I've written my enumeration tool in Ruby.
Nice.
I'm using Ruby and Mac.
Very nice.
Full scans and everything else, and it's pretty cool. Just something like trying to teach myself how to write left-handed. It's just that's what Ruby does for me.
Yep.
And I have new acronym, but it's a good thing, but it sounds terrible. It's called CRAP. But what CRAP is, and what CRAP is it sums up, it molds all of my favorite programming language into one CRAP. Meaning C for the C programming language, R for Ruby, A for assembly, and P for Python.
Nice.
Oh, who likes assembly as their favorite? My God.
Yo, this buffer overflows, man's addictive. BOS is addictive. You get into it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I can do this?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, the BOS are. I've been playing around with and I'm still searching for some more stuff too. Also, too, a good friend of mine, Joe, Joe Brinkley, he came up with a great idea too, and we're definitely going to start doing that too. As we're doing a lot of video tutorials, like getting more into video, because I know everybody does their blog, everybody does blogs and everything, and that's great. But we're looking at trying to do more like video tutorials, because you know out there when you're searching for video tutorials, you get a bunch of BS with some crazy music in the background. You don't really get, you don't really get the full. I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm looking for something else, and you hear, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for in some people's defenses, they might not speak a certain language, English, so well. I mean,
look here, man. Nah, I know what you're saying, though. I get what I totally get what you're saying. But if you don't, then don't. I mean, write the tutorial. Don't put the video out. Put it on a blog.
They're always popping up Leaf or Notepad to type in a message. And here I do.
And you got somebody like me trying to pause the video to see if I miss a note. It's just
Yeah.
So and that's what brings on that's why I bring on the Hack the Body, because situations like that. But
sounds like you got a new mission, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Create some tutorial, legitimate ones.
Yes, and legitimate ones, and it doesn't even have to be about like hacking into something. Just the basics. Hey, how do you harden a MySQL database? How do you install this particular version of software? You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they're working with different softwares or whatnot, and they're either trying to compile it or they're trying to patch it or whatever else, they probably don't have a clue. And then even when they Google something, it doesn't match what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So, if we could just take it, and the videos could be like 3 minutes, if that. Here's how you install it. Or if you're doing something security related, like with cross-site scripting, everybody knows how to do the alert, the default alert in cross-site scripting, but they don't understand cross-site scripting. And I think that'll be that's, once I get to this OSCP stuff, that'll be one of the videos I put out there, because in the cross-site scripting world, it's all about the characters. What characters are available to you? And I think when you're dealing with trying to attack web applications, you need to understand not only how the web application works, but you need to understand the type of attack that you're doing, how the attack works. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of application hackers that are especially just starting out, they just want to do, I think this is vulnerable to cross-site scripting, and then they just try everything but the kitchen sink to throw at it without understanding how the attack works. And they wind up missing a lot of they wind up missing a lot of vulnerabilities when they do that. Like, and the only reason I brought up cross-site scripting, because I ran into a guy, and he was a web application tester, and he was wondering why he wasn't really getting any findings. And I sat with him, and I'm like, okay, just show me how you test on it. Pretend I'm not here, and just show me. I fired up broken web applications with him, right? OWASP broken web apps. And I gave him a web app, and I said, just show me how you would test. What do you do in the first? The first thing he started doing was just trying to he was just in attack mode. He didn't even do recon. Recon. He was just like, let me just attack this. Instead of looking at how the application works, create a user account, go through the different functions. What happens when you open this page? Does it redirect? Like, these are things that are important, as opposed to just, hey, let me just scan for SQL injection, everything else. Because if you're just blindly, and I call it the Joey methodology. Remember Joey from Hackers? And and for those who haven't seen the movie Hackers, which I doubt, but the movie with Joey from Hackers, and he always said this famous line, and it still resonates to me to this day. He says, hey guys, I was in this computer, right? And I was just throwing commands at it. I didn't know what it did. I didn't know what it does. And I looked up, and money just spit out to the street in an ATM. Like, you know, and it's just like he didn't know what it did, he didn't know what it does, and that's when this young man was just showing me how he tests. I caught the Joey. I said, dude, you're suffering from the Joey methodology. We got to get you out of Joey methodology. And it's just like, what
I think it's useful to know what is such a low-hanging fruit that people using the Joey methodology can get in, and thinking that that's the kind of stuff that if you're trying to secure something, that's what you make sure to secure first. Because the Joeys can get through it, and then
it's dangerous.
Doesn't really matter what else to help you do, because Joey can still get in.
Yes, it's dangerous. But even though, like, but the thing is, if you, and a lot of web, and I have to give the application security, the application devs kudos, because they've been cleaning up a lot of low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
To keep the Joeys away, right? But if the Joeys get a job as an application tester, right? You kind of want them to, and you want them to be able to find bugs more efficiently. They need to understand how the attack works. They need to understand how a CSRF works. Because just changing something and not knowing what it does, how can you explain it and tell the developers how to fix it if you don't understand how the attack works?
Yeah, this is where static code analysis tools come in.
Do they?
And they do assist developers in finding the low-hanging fruit,
right?
As well as some of the more difficult hanging fruit. And they also have a cool explanation page. So you send your developers in for security training. They get the basics.
Right.
You try to make them go once a year if your company will allow it. And then you set them up with something that they can use, like a static analysis tool. There's many out there, probably 4 main ones, but then they get a little explanation on what this is, how to prevent it, and all that good stuff. And it's relevant to the language they're using. So it's context driven in that sense. So it's kind of cool.
But
that might be why they're cleaning up a lot of stuff.
But you know something too? But then you get that one off where they don't have that tool, but they still want the web application test done.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. A lot of companies can't afford that tool. So yeah.
It's expensive as well. But I couldn't afford it. I'm like, sheesh. But I just think, like I said, I just think it's important that, like you said, the Joeys of the world, just to help them better understand what they're testing if you're going to be an application tester, and just help them along. And plus, myself, not only is it helping them, but it's helping myself too, because I'm learning more in the process too.
When you say application tester, are you talking like QA, or are you talking from a security perspective?
Security perspective. Like you're not exploiting. You're not going as far as like running an exploit to gain root on the box. You're testing the application security. Like you're looking for cross-site scripting, anything in the OS top 10 plus more.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of I used to do web application testing for E-Trade. And with E-Trade, we did a lot. I mean, there was web and mobile apps that came up all the time that they were testing in-house.
Yeah.
And that's, each pod, it was 8 web application testers. But E-Trade is so huge, there's so many different web apps that they're doing, the developers are developing, that it was more than enough for everybody. So, and you had to have a certain amount of findings within a month. So that made us a better. I know that made me. I can't speak for everybody else, but that made me become a better web application tester, because you had a quota to meet. You had to find them findings. So you was out there digging on the internet. That helped me get better with Google Food. That helped me get better with Google Dorks. Dude, I was out there digging every day, 8-9 hours a day. Especially if I was close. Oh man, I didn't go to sleep. I was rocking on that. Especially if I was close to try to bypass something or inject something into a Java app with or whatnot. Oh yeah.
Don't want to give up.
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't. So, and it's constantly on your mind. It's a highly stressful job, because if you don't meet quotas, I've seen people leave. I've seen people leave that haven't found findings in like 2 months.
The quota thing is shady as hell. I've never seen that, but that's pretty fucking shady.
It is. No, your job won a lot every month. Yeah, that's how it was.
That's how Microsoft is, and that's honestly a terrible way to fucking work.
Yeah,
You're
it's
always trying to
crazy.
find a way to justify your existence, and that's just gonna
Mhm.
tear you up.
No, I was up here. I'm laughing about it now because I'm out of there. I found something better. But I'm laughing about it because I went through the OWASP broken challenge. I finished majority of the BWAP. I'm finishing multi what is it called? Milited. It's broken. It's part of the broken web app package suite. And I did some hackathon. I mean. So I built Hackathon, installed it in the VM environment because it's based on PHP and it's more modern web app hacking application, and did some of the juice box as well too, OWASP Juice Shop. So yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of stuff out there that you can really like. Yeah, they turned me into a Green Beret. When it comes to like with different like cross-site scripting and different attacks in general. So yeah. So that's enough rambling for me. Anybody have anything else?
No, just working on my meme. Apparently, I put the left hand on the right hand side and fucked up. Oh well.
Well, keep scratching.
That's a science, dude.
Yeah.
I was going to ask when you mentioned the OCP a while back if you'd be interested in a script that essentially converts a Metasploit payload into something you can just echo out into a Unix box. Let's say you have a netcat shell into. You run a script in your local machine, copy it, paste the contents into the box you've owned, and let's say you want to go from a netcat shell to a Metasploit shell, and it'll should create the executable and run it.
I am definitely interested in anything that I can learn new, my friend. So
essentially, the echo for most Linux systems, he has a -e flag, which lets you echo out arbitrary bytes.
Okay.
So you just create a script that converts any kind of executable, let's say a Metasploit payload, into series of bytes in the format that echo wants, and then you echo -e series of bytes and write that to a file. Voila.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be interested. Oh, hey, Israel, you make it back. Yeah, I'd definitely be interested.
I'll send you that.
Oh,
later.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not from my computer right now.
Yeah, no, that's problem. No problem at all, man. I'm online somewhere 24/7.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's. You know what else? Had me thinking too. It makes me, like just messing with playing with Ruby. I spent like probably 4 hours today just playing Ruby. I done downloaded learning Ruby books, Ruby the hard way. I done went crazy today. But it just gives me back that feel. Like I said, man, that feel before everything just went insanely corporate. It just gives me back that feel like, this. It makes me feel like the person that's playing around with Scala right now, or playing around with Lisp, or playing around with Golang. Shout out to Virus on Twitter. Virus is awesome. I love Virus when he puts his tweets out. It's hilarious. If any of you guys are not following Virus, follow him, man. He's hilarious, and he has some great information too, especially on Golang and security.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Charles, are you going to be throwing any crap up on Git?
Yes, that's the next thing. I got to sort out all this crap anyway. So yeah, nice. I got my PC build. I got all this stuff. I put a few things on. I put just like simplistic stuff. Like I have a script up there that patches. This is written in Python. I'm gonna try to do it in Ruby too. It's just a quick patch script. What it does, it patches any Linux box. It could be from CentOS whatever, all the way to any type of Ubuntu. I'm using a raw apt-get and yum APIs in Python.
Okay, cool.
Patch it. So, and just simple stuff like that. And I gotta update some more stuff. So yeah, that's definitely I gotta get my Git right.
Yes, you do. I want to shit all over that code.
Woo!
Why'd you write it like this, dude? That's what we do.
No. That is the best way to learn. Shit all over it. Crap all over it.
Crap. That's what. Yeah, that was what I was trying to get to.
All over it.
Yeah.
Because you know what the crap does? I just take the crap, dust it off, remold it, and throw it back out there to see if it sticks. And if it does stick.
Constructive feedback, though, right?
Yeah.
If crap does stick.
Feedback. Yeah.
If crap sticks, what does that make the crap?
Hard.
Hard?
Hard. I guess. I don't know. Off. But yeah, soft gooey. I don't know. Depends.
We should do some testing on that. What consistency does a crap need to be to stick to a wall? I mean, your acronym.
I would outsource that.
You can typically ask somebody who's been in jail before that likes to fling slime.
My God!
I went on a binge one time in a 3-week time frame where I was watching all these documentaries about prison and people in prison and the crazy shit they do. How often people throw shit at the COs?
The cards, yeah, it's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
that and the drive-by wank. The drive-by wank, like you see it. Dude, that happens, and it's in the documentary. Silence of the Lambs style.
Bro, I'm sorry. The thing that scared me from jail was that tossed salad, man. I don't care what nobody say. That is a scary individual. He had the glasses, and he was just so serious about what he was so serious about it. He said, when a new inmate comes in, I make him toss my salad.
No, that's if they owed him money.
He said a new inmate.
Yeah, they owed him money for drugs or whatever.
Oh my God! Well,
that's why they say, if somebody gives you something in jail, you get that shit right back.
Yeah, like no.
Oh, not that HBO.
Remember the Booty Warrior?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's him. I think that's him. He was the booty guy. Yeah.
No. Fleece Johnson's somebody different.
Yeah, Fleece Johnson's different guy.
I don't know. They were all saying the same thing. That's all I was scared about. Like, all saying, he said, McNew inmate tosses salad. He said some people prefer whatever. He prefers syrup.
No, jelly.
Jelly. Some people prefer jelly. Some people
No. Some people prefer syrup. Some people prefer jelly. I prefer jelly myself.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then he said, what did he say? He said he want to make sure they know it's ass. I'm like, oh,
it's like a pussy, but it's clean.
I know I'm not built. Listen, I'm not built for jail. People said they want. I'm not built for jail. The judge told me you got 1 day in jail. I'm crying and falling out. I will faint. Like, oh, because you don't know what could happen in them 24 hours, man. I'm sorry. I'm good.
No, I mean the numerous times I went to jail. That last one, that scared me straight.
Yeah, I'm cool. Jack, you are my hero, bro.
No, so I mean, I was sitting in there, and there was these two other guys in there with me, and they was like, "Well, I guess we're gonna be here for a while." And then they did the paper rock scissors thing, and then they started then the one that lost, gave up the booty. I was like,
"Wait a minute, hold up, while you were sitting in there?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Paper rock scissoring for you.
No. That was the longest fucking night of my life because I was like, "Fuck, I can't wait." I need to make bail like ASAP.
I'm telling you, that right there would have made me an alcoholic alone. They'd have been on me about my drinking. Why you drink? It comes from a place. You don't want to know the place. Oh my god, Jack! I'm surprised you're sane. I'm just surprised you're sane, man. I consider you sane.
Partially.
I'm sorry. I consider. Listen, I know I'm not the norm. I know I'm not normal. I've embraced this many years ago. You know, yeah. I had a lady at Starbucks the other day tell me, she said, because I came in, matter of fact, it was Monday. Yep. I walked in, and you know, everybody knows me at the show. They're like, Charles, what's going on? Woo, right? I said, yeah, woo. Happy magnificent Monday. And the lady in front of me was like, oh my God, I think he's high on something. I said, yeah, it's called life. I'm glad.
You never had to spend time in jail on Sodomy Sunday.
Oh my God. Now I need another drink.
No, you don't go there. You don't go there on Friday because, or you want to get out of holding on Friday because at Friday they send your ass to prison and you don't get it back till Monday. So, oh yeah.
That's not how it works.
I know that's a joke. I know.
That would be crazy if that was true. Yeah, because you have to stay for the weekend, right? Judges aren't back in until Monday.
Yep.
I'm telling you, judge be like, 1 day in jail, Your Honor, no. Well, I'm freaking losing it.
Ever seen the episode of the Boondocks, Ricky?
No.
Date with a booty warrior.
Oh yeah, the booty warrior.
I never watched the Boondocks.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Boondocks in, jeez, God, how long?
Well,
do they still even come on or no?
No.
It's on Netflix if you want to see them, I think, or Netflix or Hulu, one of the two. So yeah,
I don't know. Some of the stuff they was just like way over the top.
Well, no, they parried the Booty Warrior in a later episode because it was the first season where Tom was going to be in prison and getting raped, and that was a big thing. And then later on, oh no, there's a Booty Warrior in a Scared Straight episode. That was it was all kinds of fucked.
And anybody listening to this cast, it is better to just do the legal thing. Don't do the illegal. Stay legal.
No, I mean,
stay legal.
I'm glad it kind of went this direction because earlier this week someone said that prison rape wasn't funny, and then I just posted a bunch of memes I had offhand about it.
It isn't when it happens to you.
That didn't happen to me because I minded my own fucking business, kept my fucking mouth shut.
I'd have been crying in my sleep.
But I mean, it was shocking. It was shocking to me because I mean, this is city jail. I'm not going to say what city it was, and
please.
So yeah, it depends on. So like the city jails. They'll move you into, if you're staying there the weekend. I don't know about overnight. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Where you just sit in that holding cell overnight.
Okay.
But if you're staying the weekend, they'll move you actually into the jail. And depends on where you get sent. Sometimes you're in there with people who are awaiting a court date, and they could be, I don't know, they could be a killer or a rapist or whatever, and they're waiting for court because they come to jail in order to go to court, like the next day or something like that, or they're staying there the weekend. Well, damn, someone must have been hard up in city jail.
No, I mean these guys were fucking in the system. So I mean you can look and tell because I mean they weren't fazed by it. I really wasn't fazed by it, but I just kind of kept to myself, kind of away from them.
Yeah, right. But you were in a holding cell?
Yeah, it was
like a bullpen. I mean, not like one of those bullpens where there's like 40 people in there, and you're just sitting on a little bench with a phone in the room.
It wasn't a bullpen. It was a smaller jail than that.
So it was jail?
Yeah, but I could tell that these dudes had been through the system before.
Oh man.
And so it was like, and so I mean, they were talking like, you know, they were like they kind of knew each other, and they was talking about the place they've been, and then, you know, it just came down to, well, we're going to be here for a while, and they did the paper rock scissors thing, and I was like,
yep, I would have been peeing on myself right there.
So I met a guy like that. He wasn't in my cell, but he was across from me, and I was there on an overnight stay. They nice little inn that they provided for me, and I was talking to this guy, and we were talking about doing 5 years, and the guy says to me a phrase I'll never forget. He said, 5 years ain't nothing but a meatball. What? It ain't nothing but a meatball? You out of your damn mind? 5 years ain't nothing but a meatball.
No. How old was the guy?
Oh, he was, well, this was like 15 years ago or so, but he was probably in his mid-20s, I'd say.
Wow. And to still have that little outlook.
He said 5 years is a meatball. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing once you've been in the system, because like they always say, you only do 2 days, your first and your last. And you've already done the first, so.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty wild to have that outlook on life, but.
Yeah. Well, what about the lifers, man? They just, like, it's like those would be the one I'd be worried about, because the lifers, what can you do to them? They already got life. They can do anything.
Yeah, what do you got to lose?
Right.
Outside execution, you got, but they so in my jail documentary Spree, they talked to the lifers, and they were like, how do you cope? And they go, well, the first couple years, it was, I couldn't fathom the idea of spending my rest of my life in here. Then they got into the monotony of prison life, all the scheduling and stuff like that. And they've got friends in there, and they go to work, they come home to their cell, but they get used to it as much as you can, you know.
Bro, I'd be trying to escape every day.
No, I mean, it gets hopeless after a while.
Hey, I already got life. What can they do to me? Add more time to my life? Like, I'd be trying to escape every day, so I'd kind of crack the code or something and just run away. God.
They attend AA meetings. They go to church. They go to computer class. I mean, why? But
read books.
They study, read books and shit like that. They become smarter, better educated, and then they can look back and really look at the crime that they did, and that's got to fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
When you're younger and you commit a crime, you're not thinking about the drawbacks and the consequences and all that stuff. When you get older and you read and your mind becomes more open, you got to look at your young, like Morgan Freeman said in the Shawshank Redemption, something about how he was a young man back then that didn't know anything. That's for real.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem with the prison system we have now is, you make a mistake when you're young and get thrown in there. Well, now it haunts your ass the rest of your fucking life. You're never free of it.
Never free. Probably reliving that over and over again. By the way, talking about jail and prisons, there's a pretty cool documentary on Netflix called, I think it's just called The 13th. I think that's it. It's just called The 13th, and it's all about the 13th Amendment, whereby people can't own slaves, essentially. You talk about how that relates to the prison, the private prison industry, the prison system currently, and how that affects different people. So pretty cool documentary.
Nice.
Reminds me of a article I read earlier today. Apparently, some student got convicted in Minnesota State Court for felony harassment, and the charges, from what I'm seeing, are gratuitous amount of trolling.
Wow.
Just to let me get a bit of an excerpt here.
Yeah, I want to know how much time he got for trolling. But we need to warn Alex.
See, AJB created a Twitter account with no identifying information called Jeb Bush's Guac Bowl. AJB then began tweeting messages tagging MB, the victim who was actually diagnosed with autism, on autism spectrum. Began tweeting messages tagging MB's account for over 2 to 3 hours. Several of his tweets referring to autism. One post contained a sign saying "Autistic children play here," with a caption reading "Meanwhile at MB's daycare." Another post contained a checkerboard of images with MB's face and a caption reading "Click the autistic child." Another post encouraged MB to try a new cologne called Anthrax. One post encouraged MB to consider suicide, while another contained an image stating "considering the following," with a picture of a person holding a Clorox bleach bottle. AJB also posted an image of Pepe the Frog, a known hate symbol, hanging by the neck on a rope.
I mean, the stuff's bad, but still, either go on Twitter, block them. If they open a new account and start doing it again, then you make your Twitter private and only accept people you know.
But then once you do that, the troll wins.
So
no. The troll wins the more you respond. Yes, blocking is a win, but if you don't respond after that, if there's no further responses, then in the end, as poor phrasing, but you win more than they do.
Yeah, you either decide to keep being the victim or you do something about it.
Yeah. So the person got 2 misdemeanor charges and 1 felony stalking charge. The latter predicated on the victim actually being on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
Autism Asperger spectrum. So a few things odd about the case. The victim wasn't even aware of the tweets until a school administrator asked him. I brought it to his attention. And after that, the victim then started going into a deep spiral of depression and afraid to go to school. It's being reported. I think I might want to read the actual court document. Says I feel like there's a little bit missing here.
Yeah, he didn't even know or she, whoever it is, didn't even know they were a victim until somebody pointed it out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Charles is crazy.
Do a separate topic for after we finish with the finish the agenda. What that talk about?
I think we already finished the agenda. Now we're into the free form.
Yeah, this is free form. Yeah, I'm up here playing Shinobi too. Revenge of Shinobi.
Charles just DM'd me on Twitter and said he wants to discuss nipples. I really don't know what that means.
That is a lie.
Hey man, I got no judgment here.
You got that DM too from Charles? I thought I was the only one.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, Charles, but I'm sorry. I just don't swing that way.
Me neither. This is live.
Why the DM, man?
That's not what you told me, Charles.
Hey, I don't know. It's crazy out here, man. This streets are live.
You whispered sweet nothings in my ear, man. Come on, you give me ideas.
Those streets are something else. Woo! Heavy.
So, yeah, the item I wanted to talk about was a recent article in Wired trying to paint the prospect of exceptional access for law enforcement being built into stuff like iPhone, the full disk encryption in iPhones and Android devices.
Yeah.
It's trying. I think the editors at Wired to be ashamed of themselves at describing routine key escrow as some new, innovative, and fantastic way to make everyone happy and give law enforcement all the exceptional access they want while somehow appeasing privacy activists. And it's just 1990 all over again. 1990s all over again.
Can you share that article? I'm sure I can Google it, but
Sure. Give me a moment.
I'll make you do the work since you brought it up.
Really?
No
That's-
time.
That's pretty nutty. So are they in favor of granting law enforcement exceptional access if they do it right, or
And who all was this access supposed to be for? Was it Android and iPhone or just iPhone?
you ain't getting China to do it?
Heck yeah.
Well, I mean, they have it for themselves, but
I just posted a link in chat. Yeah, it's meant to be for law enforcement all around the nation. But there's still apparently the prevalent perception on a number on the law enforcement end that the issue is political rather than a technical barrier to making a secure backdoor.
A secure backdoor.
Yeah, what? That makes no sense at all.
I'm sorry, and their parlance, a secure front door with all the legal checks that the court system can provide. Because some of them think it's a fucking framing issue.
it's wild that both major parties are moving away from the idea of freedom and liberty.
Well, this is not the traditional partisan thing, as there is no push in Congress to give law enforcement to what they want in terms law enforcement leadership, what they want in terms of encryption backdoor.
I'm sorry, you're saying it? Oh, both the left and the right want to do this.
No. So some do on both parties, but there is not enough of a push in Congress for there to be any actual legislation on that front.
Sure, and you can tell why, right? I mean, that's a no-go issue for a politician trying to get reelected.
Well, yes and no.
Well, probably
it's
not.
Definitely yes.
No, the average voter wouldn't have a fucking clue about any of that.
You think
All I
so?
know was on the
Yes.
news regarding the whole Apple thing, but at that point, if it became a political issue, it would just be a war of rhetoric. And child pornographers, terrorists, Apple is stopping us from being able to make you safe.
Bingo, right there.
And see, here's my thing. Here's my thing with this is it seems like anytime I see an article about this, it's always in regard to the US government, blah, blah, blah. iPhone, Android, all these Cisco, they're not just in the US. So once the US government, if and when they have access, legal access, have that ability, why shouldn't every other country have that same ability? And why wouldn't all these other countries come in and say, okay, well, the US has access, we also want access, or you're no longer doing business here?
Reminds me of the Cloud Act that passed recently and the EU's equivalent of it.
Yeah.
I'll discuss it afterwards.
I looked at it from the lens of what China did to Google, what it did to Microsoft. Hey, you want to do business with us?
Yeah. You have to share.
That's why Google offloaded everything in China to Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm. And that's why XP is still the #1 OS in China.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have their own. They have source code for it, and they continually keep it up and patched and do all that crap.
Yes.
Wasn't it also like one of the cheapest for a while too? Because like legitimate copies are worth more than like the average yearly salary of a person in China.
Yeah.
So isn't that also like one of the cheapest too? Didn't they make like a specific version of that for China that was like way cheaper?
What? Yeah, it was already their original XP source code, and
You can probably be sure that China already has this capability.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably in the area of 90+% certainty that they do.
Well, especially with XP, I know, crap, who was it? I heard somebody giving a talk one day. He was working at Microsoft, and whatever XP's code name was before it was released, Microsoft. What was it?
Toilet bowl.
Yes, could be. But their help desk client services people got a call because this lady was using a laptop in China and something wasn't working right on it.
Yeah.
And so it made its way back to the developers, and the developers found out that, oh shit, this OS that this lady's running is the one we are currently developing. So before it ever even made its way out of development, the lady ended up being some military person's wife, and it was his system that she was using that day. And she called Microsoft support to support a system that China already had that Microsoft is still developing. It was in later stages of development, but they already had it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that talk probably, I don't know, 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, but that could devil's advocate just as easily have been they hacked Microsoft and got a copy of it and have been, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that was it. They either had somebody on the inside at Microsoft or they hacked it. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me they wasn't a good guy?
No.
I love my life. Meow.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I'm in rare form tonight.
That's all right. I love that rare form.
You seem mostly yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I am.
That's in all high in life.
That's right.
Charles, go check out the YouTube channel.
What? Check it out?
Yeah. We have C. I can't pronounce your name, C.
Oh. Hold on. You are being judged now by Google Forms. Quick, say something witty.
There, that one's for you, Charles.
Oh, I love my life. Meow.
Meow.
I sure do. I sure do. Wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I'm rocking right now.
You wouldn't trade it for like Zuckerberg, Bezos, Gates?
Nope.
You be you. You have your family. You wouldn't trade it for that?
I trade for Ron Jeremy. Shit.
I love.
I'm good.
Listen, I love how I love waking up in the morning, just having fun, just like meeting new people, and being the some days, like I say, some days I wake up, like I'm listening to some club sounds music, especially a lot of dubstep.
Yeah,
I'll listen to some dubstep in the heartbeat. Hands up in the air. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, we know you're listening to Shania Twain.
Yeah, I do too. Yep, I got a combination. Listen, it depends on what mode I'm actually in. Sometimes, like I said, I'll listen to just some old school rock and roll, especially and I'll listen to some Aerosmith Crazy. I just love it. And you know why? That song it takes me back somewhere. It takes me back to the summers I used to spend in Tennessee. And when that song would come on MTV, I would just remember like somebody just like hopping in a car, like a drop top, and just say, "I'm going crazy." And I mean, they just going in. and they're just having the time of their life, not a care in the world. They didn't care where they ended up at.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you wake up, and no matter what you're going through, and you shouldn't really. Not saying you don't care where you end up, but what I'm just saying, you shouldn't really care about another person's thought process, or how they think about you, how they view you. Even your boss. Like if you're giving them what they're looking for, you shouldn't care about their opinion of you or what they think of you. It's just, at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. You don't have to live with your boss. You don't have to live, you know what I mean? You have to really live for yourself. So why not, think for yourself, become something different, do something different, get out there and just love life, man. You try it. You get up one day. Yes, it does. It does bring back vivid memories. Great stuff. Yes, it does. Like one day, like you just go outside, just take a look up at the clouds and see if you can't make something out of what's floating in the air.
It's usually an elephant.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, you'd be surprised what's. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like sometimes, and I've done this before. I could be. Matter of fact, I've done this at DerbyCon. We were all in the elevator, right? I think we were going somewhere. We were all like cramped up in the elevator, but it seemed like everything for me was like slow motion because I was savoring the moment. I do that sometimes. That does happen for me. So I'm savoring the moment, like, man, this is what it is. This is life right here. And I think like that sometimes. Sometimes that pops in my mind. It could be everybody could be around me, and it could be like everybody's laughing, good drinks or whatever. And in my mind, I'll slow down just that moment because I want to keep that moment just a little bit longer.
So just
I think he's high.
It could be. When you were in that elevator, was it the first day or like the third day? Because by the third day,
the third day it was off the chain.
Yeah, it could start smelling in the elevators.
Yeah, no, it was the third day definitely. But you know something? It was one of those moments where it was just like, yo, man, this is the place to be. So yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, what's the name was still. That was the last time I saw Rant. The last time I saw Rant. Because they were set. Matter of fact, they were set up for the party, and I ran into Rant, and I was like, man, that's a cool badge you have on. And Rant was like, he was. I don't know if it was his badge or he was, messing with somebody else's badge, but real cool dude. He was setting up to do like the DJ because Infected Mushroom was I guess like getting ready or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just had a conversation with him. How's everything going? Everything's good or whatnot. And, he was a real nice guy. So yeah, you savor those moments, man. Like when you see every time I see Renderman. I don't know how many people know Renderman on this cast, but every time I see Renderman, you can just, hey, how's it going? Hugs. That's it.
Yeah, he cut my beard off last year.
Oh, Renderman did?
He's one that won. He won the auction.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, he gave it to Mary to do arts and crafts with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you only gave up your beard?
But oh my goodness, yes.
I had my head shaved for one of those. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Infected Mushroom is very hard music, but it's hard music, but it can make you. It just puts you in a place. It just puts you in the time and place. And then you can't. Oh, she was thinking of another band. You were thinking of another band, Mushroom Head? No. Infected Mushroom. You need to check them out. Infected Mushroom.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, Infected Mushroom. Definitely check out Dual Core. I love Dual Core. You guys awesome. Check out Dual Core as well too. Hopefully you guys on the cast can come to a DerbyCon and see what I'm talking about and just you can feel the vibe.
You mean on the cast here? We're listening.
Listening. I'm sorry, that's listening to the cast.
If you're not sure about Effective Mushroom, a lot of their music is on Amazon Prime's free music, so go listen to it there.
Yeah, I'm usually up in my room doing the bands. I come down for a short time just to tour around and get a few free drinks and tokens. I'm usually up in my room drinking mead at that point in time.
Yeah, I don't make it to the parties very often.
Yeah, like even
and the only party I wanted to go to, that motherfucker didn't show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trevor didn't show up. Trevor didn't show up, but
whatever.
Yeah, he didn't show up. That's his real name, Trevor Smith. Yeah, Trevor
that's
Smith
true.
Didn't show up. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's where Trevor the Roach got his name, right? Was from Trevor Smith.
What's around? Yep.
That's what I thought.
I kind of assumed, but I wasn't sure. I never actually got confirmation from that because I'm trying to remember the gentleman who named it. Damn it.
Probably named it after his real name because, his real name is Trevor Smith.
But I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who actually sucked it up his straw.
Oh God, Jesus! That man traumatized for life. Ugh, my stomach hurting now.
Dakota was with him.
Yeah. Disgusting. But just saying, man. Just whatever it is, when you're doing something or you're out and about with friends or family, just sit and just savor that moment. Pretend it's like the night after the club is over. Like how you leave the club and the wind is blowing. That cold wind that always blows.
I don't go to many clubs, man. I just think, hey, I'm not big on loud music. I like a local club where I can bullshit with people over beer.
Not even just a club. I'm just using a club as an example. Like, say if you're, all right, Fletcher's coming to DerbyCon. No, I'm just saying it don't even have to be a club. It could be anything. Like just after a night out in the town, and you know how you walk in, it's late at night, and that cold wind starts to blow. That it's like it's not super cold, but it's just cold enough where you can just feel the good breeze. That's what I'm talking about. That's life. That's that life coming into you.
That's right.
You think about it. Yeah, like today, I went, sat and did my work at the Starbucks. Did I have to? No, but sometimes it's good to get out the house and mingle with other people. You'd be surprised who you meet there. And amazing enough, I met an old COBOL programmer. Like he still programs the mainframes.
Starbucks is racist. Get out of here.
You know what? That would be okay. How can I put this? With that situation that happened, how can you? Here's the thing, and here's what I think about it. Like, how can you control? Like, you can't. Like, the only thing I didn't agree with, they're doing like the training or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But you can't train away racism. Like that lady felt how she's been feeling for a long time. That'd be like somebody, you know what?
Well, that's assuming she is a racist anyway.
Yeah, the story of that is missing from that.
Right. It confuses me.
They were asked to buy coffee because they were sitting there. They didn't buy coffee.
No, but listen, you can go to any Starbucks in the world and you don't have to buy it. You get a free cup of water. And they happen to call it on those two gentlemen. No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Philadelphia. Also, my understanding, the black population in Philadelphia is pretty freaking high. It
doesn't matter.
I think they wouldn't be.
She had worked there for a year, and as this is the first noted one anyway, the first time she had thrown out people because of not purchasing anything. Who knows why? I hate to jump to the racism card. I just don't know. Could have been the day she was feeling particularly disinterested in the folks sitting there not buying stuff. Maybe her quota to sell was down. I don't know.
Nah,
I don't like
there's
to to racism.
I am a little confused about the management's decision. Like, why have everyone do implicit bias training for what was ostensibly a very, very explicit example of bias.
Right.
It just, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Right. Why you have to, you do all the training for that? Like, it doesn't make sense. And why are you waiting all the way to May to do it? Like, if it's such, that's what I'm saying. It was a lot of craziness that went on, and how come, and, I know a lot of people don't want to look at it, but a lot of these situations keep happening to Black people. And I mean, let's just be real. Like, just
wait.
The lady,
does
the lady
it,
that
or
got
is it that's is it,
does.
or is it that that's the stuff that we hear about?
Hey,
That's what I'm curious of.
okay, let's explain the lady that got thrown down in the Waffle House.
Yeah.
What was that? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's, the only thing, and this is what upsets Black folks, is that when some people, and I've had people say this to me, well, racism is just a figment of your imagination. Really?
Oh, it's not. Of course not.
And that's what, it's real,
Yep.
is very real, and, it's messed up. Yeah, but that's how they feel. That's how, and not everybody, I'm just saying you got individuals that feel a certain way. But the thing is, I'm saying is just like, you gotta, like, you gotta see this is happening here. But some people really, they say, I don't see what the issue is. What? And I'll be like, that's why a lot of times I just laugh. I'm like, okay, interesting. See what's happening, but it's just an amazing occurrence. And what's crazy, what's really amazing is that, and I'm just using the police as an example in this situation, they get away with it. Nothing happens to them. Look at the people. Look how many countless murders were caught on tape.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Yeah, I'm not generally for cops at all.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying, like, there are some criminals out there, but the only thing I'm saying, like, a perfect example, the guy Eric Gardner that got choked out on tape and kept screaming he couldn't breathe. He's dead because of a cigarette, man. You know how many years they've been doing that in New York, like Lucy cigarettes?
Ages.
But ages. But he's dead because of a cigarette. He ain't coming back or nothing. That's it. Like, what a way to go out. And there's no reversing it. And
I hear people argue that one, and I don't get it.
I don't understand it. The police, like, it took 4 of them, and the other dude used some kind of chokehold to choke him out. And then people, and I've had people say that to me, like, I don't understand the issue. What? You saw this on,
some people view it through the lens of compliance, meaning comply, just comply.
Dude, they had him. I know, but they had him on the floor. But they had him laying on the floor already. They had his hand behind his back, right, to cuff him. They already had him down, and then the last police officer, I guess, had him and put him in that chokehold, and that's what killed him.
Oh yeah, that cop should have been.
And nothing happened to him.
That's murder.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He got off.
Yeah.
And that's what sends people into rage. Another dude, Walter Scott in South Carolina. He took off. Mm-hmm. He tried to run, and the guy shot him in the back. Pow, 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 pow. I'm like, wouldn't one shot, like, take him down? I'm just saying,
no,
like,
that isn't always true, depending on the depending on the caliber of the weapon. Because
caliber didn't matter. I mean, shit, people have been filled with 45s and all things like that, and they're still, walking to the ambulance.
The human body is a weird combination of super fragile and tough as hell.
Yeah,
weird shit happens.
Now, question: What about the 12-year-old that was murdered in Cleveland?
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was actually one of the people that was protesting.
But
What
he was
about him?
He was also playing with a gun that had its a toy gun that had its orange tip removed.
And that's
but they didn't give him any time to
No.
to
No, there were
I'm
actually several
saying.
police who actually went over it and said no. The guy parked the car like when they ran up on him. They stopped the car like way too close. They gave him no reactions at all. That was
and
done
lit
wrong.
him up. 12 years old now. He's dead. But then you got this guy that killed people at the Waffle House, and they're saying mental health. And
well, the cop said had
that
mental health issues.
that guy really did have mental issues.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. Dude, he came in there, wearing only a jacket, and that fucking that hero dude wrestled him to the ground. He fought a naked man.
But
he fought a naked guy.
Right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. What makes it interesting? He's still alive to tell his story. That's my whole point. He's still alive to tell the story. What about the dude in Charleston that walked into the church?
Wait, can we go back to the
mental health guy? Yeah.
So he did when the cops arrested him. I don't think he had any guns on him. Did he?
No.
Or was he pointing? Because the dude wrestled the gun away.
I thought he had one.
One, right? And then he wrestled the gun away from him.
Yeah.
He wrestled the gun away from him, right? The guy that got his hand.
Yeah. But we're talking about at the time of the arrest. Was he actually on the time of the arrest?
Yeah, at the time of the arrest, he had one gun on him, and while they were at the Waffle House, the guy wrestled the gun away and like threw it over the counter or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And got shot in the process.
Look at. I'm just saying, like you see these things, you see these situations, you like that, like, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm super interested in the question. Is it because we're made more aware of these things? Like who was the dude shot in the hotel hallway where he's being asked to?
Oh, somebody just mentioned that too.
He wasn't.
That was wrong. That was messed up.
Or the guy in the pickup truck that came out and the cops told him to get on the ground. He had his hands behind his back. He wasn't moving,
they killed him.
And he got shot.
Yeah, that's messed up too. That's what I'm saying.
So you don't hear a lot about those. They don't make national news because they don't fit a certain agenda. To me, it's cops are the problem.
They are.
But I mean, there's no such thing as a cookie cutter cop. I mean, the cop that arrested the guy in South Carolina, the ones that caught up with the dude out in the woods in Tennessee,
are
a lot different than the ones that do the actual bad shit because either A, they're fucking scared out of their minds because they're humans.
I don't know. Like,
on the inverse, Ricky, we don't see people who defend themselves with a gun and things like that too. Those kind of people, mass shootings that were stopped. There was actually an incident in San Antonio a few years ago where a guy went into a mall and I think he first went into like a movie theater. He went to start shooting, but like his gun jammed or whatever. He couldn't get a shot off, so he left and went to a mall and got one shot off and shot one person, like wounded them, and was immediately stopped and killed. Guess what? No fucking coverage because no one died really from it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at Dylan Roof. This dude's still alive, and he shot up how many people in the Charleston church?
For sure.
And they took him to Burger King to get something to eat.
But that's what I'm saying. It was.
Same time though, there's that one black guy who was him and his father were shooting people, the Beltway snipers. They were
the DC snipers. Yeah.
They didn't shoot him on site either. And they took him in cuffs, and I'm not sure whether they fed him or not. But
say one incident.
That's the Beltway snipers is the case, and that was the black guy who did that.
Yeah. But that was one incident.
But we have to, and I looked at the stats on mass shootings, and I get tired of saying that mass shootings is a white male problem. I looked at the stats on that. White people are slightly underrepresented. Black people are slightly overrepresented in mass shootings. Strangely enough, despite the crime rates being incredibly low in general, the crime stats I looked at for mass shootings Asians are actually overrepresented based on the percentage of the population they are, which is great.
That's
Well-
the weird part about defining mass shooters. It's like
Yeah.
it involves 3 or 4 people with at least 2 hit by a bullet, like that kind of shit.
Right, and if you include that kind of statistic, there's a lot of gang violence that doesn't get reported because it is technically a mass shooting because someone did a drive-by and ended up shooting 3 people.
Yeah.
But it's not the media definition of a mass shooting where someone went to a school or church or what the fuck ever.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like nobody knows what do you do about this? Because like I said, what's happening now, and this is what scares me. Okay. I remember seeing this when I was a little kid in the 80s. Because the people in New Jersey, right? The New Jersey state troopers.
Yeah.
New Jersey is the reason why state troopers have 2 people now when they drive up.
Mm.
Because in the 80s, what happened, the state troopers were messing with people, trying to fill their quota. They kept breaking, like it was known documentation. They was breaking people's headlights and everything for no reason.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Those quota systems are evil.
Yeah, but you know what started happening?
They don't have quotas; they have objectives. Because quotas are illegal.
But here's what started happening though, right? Since stuff wasn't getting done to the cops started dying. They started getting blown away when they were pulling people over. People got tired of being messed over, and they took it into their hands, and that's what's scary. That's what's scary now, because next thing you know, you're gonna start seeing cops just end up dead on the news because people gonna get tired of stuff happening to them, and then there's no repercussion.
Well, we just saw 2 assassinated in Florida this week.
Yeah. Well, people are tired.
No, part of the problem is a lot of the cops, this is a post 9/11 world, and they're being told that this could happen to you anytime. You have to put the hard foot forward, and that's going to cause tension, obviously.
Oh yeah, because trust me, those New Jersey troopers, they felt the wrath quick and then the mayor of New Jersey had to get involved. Like, oh shoot, they're dying. Like now it's a problem. But when you're harassing innocent citizens, it wasn't an issue. It was just like the police doing their job, and that's what was said on the news. The police are just doing their job. But when the police started dying, and there's like, well, no, we got to do something about this because it is a problem. But you see, they don't relate to stuff until it happens to their own core. Like, perfect example. And you look what they want. If that had been, and just a guy's on the truth, because I'm a parent. If that had been my daughter on the Waffle House floor, the way those police manhandled her, they would be dead. And people can say what they want. And people can say what they want, and people can say, I don't know if I'll go that far. If you have a daughter and your daughter got manhandled like they did that girl in the Waffle House, you would be locked and loaded. You can't say, and any parent that I know, they would say the same thing. They'd be locked and loaded because nobody wants their kid hurt.
I'm for sure. I'm with you. I wouldn't go as far as killing them though.
No. I would
be super pissed.
The way they manhandled that girl, they would be not okay. I wouldn't say dead. They'd be damn near because the way they slammed that girl, got that girl to the floor. Oh no. Oh no. Because you have a son or a daughter, Ricky.
I've got 2 sons and a daughter.
Oh, 2 sons. So you feel me? Yes.
Yeah.
But that would not go like, hey, I just want an apology. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, well,
I'm not. Because the father was nice. He said, I just want an apology. Shoot. Now
I didn't read too much about that story. I've got to look into it.
Yeah, giving the girl a ticket unnecessarily, yeah, I'd want an apology. If it was something unnecessarily and just harassment, but slam, no. Yeah, when it comes to kids, it's a different ball game. But like you said, every story is different. Everybody has a different perspective on the story. But you know, just like when they treat just like I thought it was crazy. What was it where the plane it was on the plane and they dragged that I don't know if he was Korean or Filipino. Remember that story?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, he was dragged off.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Yeah, the doctor.
Yeah.
Like they dragged him off the plane like that. He was screaming for his life.
But he was Dr. Pillgood. I mean, really?
What did he do?
Yeah.
No, I was. I
He had
can't
his
remember
license revoked and all that shit. Not that that matters. Not that that matters, right? I mean,
but you saw how they dragged him off.
Oh yeah.
I remember that vaguely and being.
That dude was screaming like he wasn't. I could see if he was like physically fighting someone or whatever, and they had to use like the force. But the force that they used is like, all right, boom, like it was no hold barred, and I'm like, wow. You know, you see this on the news or whatever. You're like, man, why are they grabbing him up like that? Just, can he walk on his own power? I mean, it makes you think about a lot of this stuff. You know, like
to interject.
Now, yeah, look at the white woman that attacked those two black soldiers, and one of them was pregnant.
Wow.
And she said, "Get out of my." Yeah, she said, "Get out of my country." All this up. You know, this is my country. Why are you here? Blah, blah, blah. Go back to Africa.
I think this is one of the things, too.
When they do shit like that, it's just like, yeah.
I think people try to clump, all these occurrences and try to figure out one commonality, especially with police officers. That is a commonality. And so they want to go after police officers. I looked it up real quick, and there's approximately 800,000 police officers in the U.S.
Right.
I mean,
you can't go after all of them because there's some nice ones.
Yeah, but how many of those are the ones who have, done some of these malicious types of acts?
Not many.
A very low percentage. I mean, stupid low percentage. So yes, they are police officers, but they need to get past them being police officers and start looking at the people.
I am so with you because I feel the same way. Okay, for example, all right, and we as a people need to stop lumping everybody together. Yeah. Because you know how many times I've been asked, do I have a record? Or, no,
well, at least they're keeping it real.
Hey, I know the next question I'm going to ask you.
Go ahead.
Hey, do you have a record? Never once ever even entered my mind to ask anybody that.
But you'd be surprised how many people ask me that. Or do I know my father?
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I've been asked a lot. Do I know my father? Do I live in a one-parent household? Is my father? If I have a father, has he been to jail? Is he in jail? These are and this is usually what follows. I'm not trying to sound racist, and they ask me questions like that.
All right, this is beginning the show.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to sound racist, Charles, but what is it with older black gentlemen starting barbecue shops in the South?
I mean, that's just the thing. That's no different. But see, it's a cultural thing, man. It's just that's a thing for like gentlemen. That's what they did. You gotta realize we're a product of our generation, right? That's like whatever was cool in our time. That's what we're gonna do. You see what I'm saying? At that time, it's like right, because I personally have no interest in a barbecue shop.
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
I don't. You'll never hear about me opening one up.
Charles's barbecue.
Nope, won't hear about me doing that. But the thing is, I know people based on their, where they are in life. Because here's the thing, I grew up in the internet age. We all on here, we grew up in the internet age in a way. You know what I mean? So our outlook on life when we get older is going to be totally different from our parents, and the way we do things is going to be totally different. Like a lot of us now, we don't want any hassle. We just want to just relax, have fun, and enjoy ourselves, right? We're not constantly always like serious and on the clock.
Thankfully,
yeah. But I mean, as each generation goes by, it's going to be something different, you know. Yeah. But I just think like perfect example, when I was coming up, and I would spend summers in Tennessee, most of the white people I've seen were living in trailer parks.
Yeah.
But I never equated, you know, I never equated that to, well, that's all white people. You see what I'm saying?
Well, but you had different perspectives too.
Right.
Because the summer was in Tennessee and the rest of the year was elsewhere, you know.
In New York, yeah.
Just in that one environment the entire time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Because my parents are from the South.
Yeah.
They're not from the North. Yeah, my dad's from South Carolina. My mom's from Tennessee.
Okay.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. That's how I got the you know, the whole Southern culture and everything else from my parents.
Yeah.
Now, as me growing up, and my wife is from the South. She's from Virginia, and I'm from New York. But we have two different perspectives on certain things, and that's because the way, you know, we grew up and where we grew up too. The demographic makes a difference.
Yeah.
So again, yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of people that do start barbecue sauces in the South. I don't know why. Like I said, it could be just a generational thing, and that was just a thing to do during their time. But you know, I know a lot of, like, a perfect example. I didn't start, you know, like I remember back in the day, people used to equate tattoos and rock and roll with just white people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, you know, you just didn't see that. Like in the South, I saw it as different. I saw a lot of mixed cultures with tattoos and everything else. But, you know, but you didn't see that. No, I'm sorry. You saw it in New York more. You didn't see it in the South like that. When I went to Tennessee, but again, Newport, Tennessee, majority white.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy now, and this is how crazy it was. Now, my cousin, right? My cousin, her husband was white, right? But his mother didn't like black people. Even, and this how crazy it was. When she died, right? When his mother died.
Yeah.
We wasn't even allowed to come into the church and sit with the body.
Really?
Yeah. Our family was not invited to the church.
Wow.
My cousin's side of the family, yeah.
Legitimately.
Newport, Tennessee. I'm not shitting you. That's what I'm saying. Like these stories, when you hear these stories, it's real. You know, it's just that
it for sure is real. It for sure is real. I'm just wondering how is it the preponderance of evidence? Is it what the media allows us to see? What stories drive the news? That kind of stuff. Like I just, you know.
Again, his mother. I mean, of course, he's dead now, but his mother, my cousin's grandmother, she's from that time where it was okay to be racist and call people the N-word or Jew or whatever else. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's from that time.
Yeah.
So seeing a interracial couple in the 70s,
yeah.
And then, you know, they got married and had children. Like, yeah, you know, it didn't fly with her, and she would make no bones about it. But yeah, even at her funeral, even in death, we were not allowed to come in to sit with the family. Well, she died in the 90s. She died in 92.
Man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people will never change. Some people will change, but the people who don't ever change, then, you know, you feel sorry for them, because they're living in a lonely world, and eventually,
exactly, and they will eventually die. But it seems like most people who are racist are brought up in a racist family, in a racist household.
Yep, exactly. They teach that garbage.
Yeah, unless they leave that mindset. You know, like
I developed my racism against Canadians by interacting with them. My family didn't talk to me about Canadians. I developed my racism towards Maplebacks.
Oh my goodness. That's what they call them?
Maplebacks, yes.
Wow.
Or leaves.
Damn. Wow, leaves? Oh my God. That's just wow. That's all I can say. I never heard that. But again, yeah, man, it was some crazy. You know what? And even one of my friends said, "Yo, I'm surprised you didn't become racist by seeing this racist." I said, "Well, I'll tell you why I didn't. Because I had parents that didn't believe in teaching that garbage."
Exactly.
So that's
why I didn't. Yeah, because all that stuff is garbage.
Yeah.
You know. Now, if I had parents that thought that way, then yeah, it'd be bad. And I'd be a messed up individual. My parents didn't teach. My parents didn't teach hate.
But I got a question. I think some parents, and this is on the African American side of things, do teach it, or maybe they're getting it from someplace else. Like I'm seeing the guy who was protesting at Mizzou, the main guy. He claimed to have been hit by the president's car. No, he jumped in front of the president's car. He jumped into it.
Oh, but then he deserved to get hit.
And
I'm just saying.
He's leading a chant saying, "We have nothing to lose but our change," which is like what the last line of the Communist Manifesto. And he lives in a house with his dad who's like a multimillionaire because he's something like he's a black guy also, of course, but he's the CEO of some company or something. He's like some really rich guy, and this guy's going off about how oppressed he is. I'm like, dude,
really?
You're fucking rich.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Shut your privileged mouth.
Because whatever race you are,
I'm just saying.
You're living. You probably do have some disadvantages, but egads, looks and money make up for a lot of disadvantages.
It sure do.
Yeah, and that's another point. For the most part, I think we just equate privilege with money, right?
Privilege can be anything.
I mean, because with enough money, you could be anything or do anything, right?
That's what and I was discussing this with like an Indian person who I think spent some time in Great Britain. In America, like there's certain classes. But all classes in America are mostly involving money.
Yep.
Upper class, middle class, lower class. In other countries, the money's not necessarily a thing. It's like what class you're born into. Like caste.
And that's where you die at.
Yeah, even English have that. And like there's old money versus new money. And then there's like as an American, I always think of class as just the amount of money your family had.
Yeah.
But apparently in other countries, that's an entirely different kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Based on accents and shit, right? Prime
example.
Privilege is just in the U.S. Privilege is when you go to a San Franciscan party into a private wine cellar talking about how women are discriminated against as you go for your second bottle of Chianti. I mean the Merlot.
No, it's where you have cigars and brandy on the veranda.
I was actually referring to an actual event that happened.
Oh, fuck.
Jack sit on the veranda.
fucking XOXO fest.
I've been in those situations, and they always ask me, "So, what school did you go to?" Shit.
The school of hard knocks.
Fucked up question. So, what school did you go to? Fuck you.
But no, here's what's interesting. I know some black folks and they make a big deal of precedence on what college they go to, or their kid goes to or whatever, and that's fine. Whatever, you feel how you feel. But they were like, "Well, I wouldn't send my kid to an HBCU." I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a college, but what they failing to realize, and I told somebody this. I said, "Look, dude, 40 years ago, that's all you had."
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Butler, that was the guy I was talking. He had a rich dad. He was talking about how oppressed he is. He's a black guy. He was doing a hunger strike at one time. And I'm looking at the Snopes article talking about truth and not truth. And I'm like, oh man, Snopes, it slants left. Like, what's true? Missouri hunger strike participant Jonathan Butler comes from a wealthy family. What's false? Butler lied about his socioeconomic status, and his family's wealth affects his credibility with respect to the nature of his protest. No, the thing is, he didn't say anything about how rich his family was, and that wasn't something that was covered. He never lied about it, but at the same time,
he never said anything.
He's a rich kid, all right?
Right. But and that's the thing. And there's nothing. Listen, there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing wrong with being well-to-do. You know, but
born into
some people.
Well,
if you're born into it, congrats.
If you're born into it. You can. There is socioeconomic mobility. Like I'm way more wealthy than my mama was, but
right.
But that's how you would want it to be.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but the thing is too. Like, I'm like, okay, and that's fine. But you know, some people they just don't own it. They feel like they have to. I don't know. They feel like they have to change who they are just to be maybe socially accepted when you shouldn't. No, like it's not your fault. Listen, and like I'm unapologetically black. I want to put it that way. It's not your fault. It's not I had no control. I had no control over the choosing of my color. And I love my color. I love my skin, my beautiful black skin. I love who I am. But some people don't see it that way, and that's fine. And then people have to understand, you know, and this again is called like self-awareness and self-worth. If you don't know your self-worth, your self-awareness, you'll try to lump yourself into so many different things that you won't know whether you're coming or going. You won't even recognize yourself. You look yourself in the mirror, you know. And we see it every day. We see it all the time. People trying to be different when they get around certain ethnic groups. I've seen it.
I've seen what's that director that Quentin Tarantino. I've seen a video online where he's talking to white people, he's talking to black people, and the way he talks is entirely different.
Totally different.
I've never seen that. You guys, that fuck. Oh, jeez.
The way he does is like totally different.
About like this, especially I mostly seen this with white women. I've seen a couple like very, very white looking women say they're women of color, and I'm like, based on what? Excuse me, what?
But they say they're women of color. They say, or they just
Even though I'm looking at them like, you look as white as I am. I mean, I don't. Real confused. What are you talking about? And maybe they have like some Jewish heritage way back, or some Spanish heritage way back.
Yeah,
I don't even freaking know.
But the thing is, just be proud of who you are. Like, God, dog. Like, that's all I'm saying. Just be proud of who you are. If you're, somebody said, money is fine, but idiots that say and think they own stuff when banks own it, that pisses me off.
There's a guy I listened to named Aaron Clary, who's big into the minimalist thing, talks about these kind of folks. Because there's a lot of people who live beyond their means. They look rich when you look at what they have.
Yeah.
But in the end, the bank owns most. Like they have a house that's way more than they need. They have cars that are brand new that they don't need.
And they're still living paycheck to paycheck.
But someone who's far poorer than them, in theory, with their parents actually has a big bank account. That just, they don't owe their shit to anybody else.
Right. And then
remember that George Carlin skit where he's talking about owning stuff? He goes, always imagine everything you have, you're just temporarily borrowing it. So you go to the store, you want to buy a toaster, just pick it up and say, now I own this. It's just a spin on people that like to buy tons of shit outside their means. It's just envisioning, I'm going to own this temporarily. So I'm going to pick it up, own it temporarily, put it back down.
It's true. But it's true. Like, here's the thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think it's called A Place for Your Shit.
Nice.
Like, perfect example. When, and Jack, I know you've heard this too. When people like, you know what? I'm a homeowner. But they do it as a, how can I say this?
Stick your chest out.
Yes. Stick your chest out. Okay, congratulations, you're a homeowner. You act like you're doing the impossible. But I mean, realistically, like,
now come back to me in 3 years and tell me how you paid off your house. Then I'll be really proud of you.
I paid off my house in about 10 years, but it's paid off. Shit.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I still technically own it in some ways, as Aaron Claren points out. I pay property taxes every year.
Holy shit, man! You could really minimize your tax bill like that, or because of that shit.
What, owning my home outright?
Oh yeah.
I $4,000 in taxes this year.
Especially in regards to going from pre-tax accounts to post-tax accounts. You can choose how much you make quote unquote withdraw every year.
I need to adjust I've been paying every year for like the last like at least 6 years, I think. It's like I think I sent 4.5 at least grand, I think, to the federal government, and then I spent I don't remember how much to the state. I always end up paying at the end of the year. I need to remember to actually send stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can discuss a bit more after the stream. I don't want to turn to a financial advice stream.
Yeah. But P90X is finance. But no,
that is a stereotypically Jewish thing about me.
But honestly, man, like I look at it this way. This is what I'll say. If you're happy, just please, for the love of God, please just be happy with who you are. You know, don't worry about the stuff you can't control.
Like immutable characteristics.
Right. And just live, you know, we're all rich in a way because we have family, we have friends, we have people that generally care about. Those are the rich people. Those are the people. They're like, yeah, shit. Money don't keep you company. I put it this way: money
don't make you happy.
Right? It doesn't make you happy. I know a lot of lonely people that got a lot of money, but they don't have any friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going to buy a Fembot when they eventually come out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I said that.
Hey, I'm just saying. You know, it's a lot of people that don't have friends because of how they've treated people. You know, in general, it's just all how they've treated people, and they wonder why people don't want to come around. People don't want to hear about how much money you got. They just care about they should. You know, some people should just care about the person, but I don't know. Like I said,
I mean, I'll laugh at that, but the best financial advice I got was back in the 90s, and I was a fucking dumbass for this shit. But
what you do?
I worked at a heating and air conditioning company, and I was trying to repair this guy's AC.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I'm walking through the house. It looks like he ain't got shit.
Right.
And so I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, I can't fix your AC. And and that my boss will be along shortly to, you know, sell you an AC.
Mm-hmm.
And so my boss came. He walked him through the different models, and the guy was like, "Well, how about this? Why don't you just sell me the most expensive one you got?"
Okay.
And so we're looking around like, you really don't need it. And then he was like, "Let me show you two gentlemen something." And so he took us to the backyard.
Shut y'all down, didn't he?
Fuck yeah, because that motherfucker had a $60,000 fucking Winnebago.
He said, "Pow." He said, "Turn me up."
Nice.
And so sure enough, he got the most fucking expensive system.
That's what I'm saying. People, whatever they value, man, is just different. What's valuable, like me, I'm not into cars like that. You won't see me like wanting to get a Porsche or
Camaro ZL1.
Right. I'm super happy. I'm super happy. Now, do I like Prius? No, but
hey, I could get one of those Camaros for cheap. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it just depends on what you're a fan of. Like, you know, it shouldn't mean social status because some people get like cars because of social status. Like, people, I see a lot of people, especially old retiree people, they'll get like the what you would call it, the Corvette. They get the Corvette, right? And it's just like a lot of them get it not because they like cars, but it makes it look like they've done well in life. Because if you have anybody, they're like, "Oh man, that Corvette is nice. You must be doing really good." That's usually what they say. "Man, you're doing real good. Got that nice Corvette." You got the y'all know I'm not lying because you hear these people say this. Like you're doing real good. I'm like, man, that equates to social status. But
Well,
then
that's
if they see somebody with if they see somebody with like a old school Honda Accord or something, like man, how long you had that car? Man, you got some serious mileage on it, don't you? They don't say you're doing real good at life. It's just serious mileage.
See, I'm probably gonna drive this Honda Fit for quite a while longer. I kind of want a new one, just for the new features they have. But I'm like, I'm sitting at 100. I think about 115,000 or so miles. But it's a Honda, so I can probably get to 200 before I have to get rid of the fucker.
Let me tell you something. I had a '97 Pontiac Sunfire, right?
Heck yeah, you did.
All the way. And you know when that I stopped driving it in 2009.
Nice.
I didn't have a car payment. I didn't owe nobody nothing. I had my Pontiac Sunfire. That thing, even though if I pushed all the way down on the pedal, it didn't go but so fast. But you know what? But you know what? It was my car, and it got me from point A to point B.
Yep. And the best thing about those things is they were built like tanks because I had the 99.
Yeah.
Look at you know.
And when I got it, it had 86,000 miles. And the reason why I sold it, I sold it for a little bit of nothing, just simply because I wanted something new, like a fucking dumbass.
There's somebody to do that, man. Simone. Someone in the Twitter feed says, no, it's not Twitter feed. Shit.
Yeah.
Goods sent me a nude pic. What the hell are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I would like to get. I live 20 minutes away from Texas Motor Speedway. If I got a nice car, I actually go race that fucker. I'm not gonna have it as a status symbol. No, I'm gonna have it for being a fun car kind of shit.
Heck yeah, go do it.
Yeah.
Throw the 5-point harness in and have at it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's I can get a lot of shit. Like I can get a Corvette or Camaro cheap because of my work connections.
Yeah.
But I'll get a Dodge Challenger instead. Why? Because they make an all-wheel drive one. That's why.
I know it sucks. Chevy has been, taunting us, saying, "Yeah, there's going to be an all-wheel drive Camaro. There's going to never happens."
The director actually said, "No, we're not ever going to do that. We're never going to make an all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. It's going to be rear-wheel drive." And that asshole needs to get the fuck out of position.
Yeah. I would love to see a Zeo. I'm sure somebody out there's probably done it. Hennessy.
Oh yeah.
But an all-wheel drive Z01. Oh
yeah.
That gives me happy thoughts.
Yeah, I can get a Challenger all-wheel drive stock from the factory. No expensive ass conversion like that, and I'll take it up there to TMF or TMS and tear that track up in that fucker.
Heck yeah.
But like who was I talking to? This right before my daughter was about to be born. They said, "Yeah, get ready." I know somebody told me, "Yeah, you better get ready for that minivan." I said, "Hey, if my daughter well taken care of, I will take the minivan with pride."
I actually like minivans. I just don't have that much space, and my mom used to have one. I used to drive it some, and that's what I learned on until I burnt out the fucking brakes on it. But that's a different story. But I like minivans. But that's one reason I like the Honda Fit. It's like a very small minivan because you can throw those back seats down under.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of cargo space, and that's how I drive the cons to do video.
Yeah, my wife has the Honda CRV.
Okay.
We pack the baby up in there when we travel on long trips. That's where we go. Yeah, and I have a Honda Accord 2016, and it's probably got like 15,000 miles on it. That's it. Because I only drive to the airport. Like if I gotta go somewhere, I drive to the airport. That's it.
Hey, Adrian, you talking about earlier about the shocker? I ain't got nothing on the minivan.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Candy van.
No, see that link I just posted.
Over in chat.
Yeah, somebody just said, yeah, car payments don't get you. It's the full coverage ends that can't afford.
2 in the front, 5 in the back. Oh, that's
Yeah,
hey, that's the way it was, brother. That's the way it was.
Yeah, car payments. Yeah, I pay. My current car is a Hyundai Elantra. I paid that fucker off. I bought a brand new and I paid it off. And yeah, that's my fucking car now. I do the fuck I want with it.
I bought my Honda Fit outright in 2007. And that was back when I was making like $37 grand a year or so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Love.
Because that brand new was probably around 20, wasn't it?
Nah, it was not that bad. It was like more like 15 to 17, I think, grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 2007.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do just the rear view camera and all that kind of crap, but
Yeah.
it's like my car's only at like I think like 115,000 miles, and it's a Honda. It'll go for at least for quite a while longer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, parts are starting to fall off of it. I gotta admit that they're all parts that are starting to, like plastic pieces that's coming undone when I drive.
Yeah, you know something. It's just I like when you said back in 2007. I'm like, damn, it don't feel like it was that long ago.
No, it don't. Yeah, that more than 10 years. Yeah,
Sucks, don't it?
Hey, I tell you what, it's gonna get nice when EVs start becoming more popular, because when more charging stations and all that shit, that'll probably make big purchases in EV once they actually work all the kinks out and have battery life better than 100 miles. I mean, that'd be
Seriously,
great.
I'm gonna start Googling for solar lamps and stuff like that, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn these light bills are ridiculous.
I just want more people having, self-driving cars so they get out of my way when I'm driving.
This is true. This is true, and not crash. I gotta throw that out.
Hey, if they had those dual mode driver cars where you can go automatic and manual, oh hell yeah, I'd do it in a heartbeat. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm even trusting enough. I'd fall asleep in one of those things. be like Jerry from Tom and Jerry, and just put a blindfold on and put a cigarette in my mouth.
We can just get Elon Musk to care more about fembots.
What's that?
We can just get Elon Musk to care more about the advancement of fembots.
Yeah, it would be great.
And
hey, there's a Fembot out there for you, Adrian.
Oh yes.
Just make sure it's not the one that has the the 9 caliber nipples.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't shoot them at me, that's fine. That's that's a respectable caliber.
It is.
Dangerous. That's all I can say.
Yeah, speaking of 9 caliber, which then goes to Austin Powers, Vern passed away last week.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, rest in peace, Vern.
Yeah.
Hollywood life, man.
I actually used to work for his brother, so I feel kind of bad because his brother was a okay person at least. So he must be going through some serious hell.
Yeah, like it's sad, man. I mean, that's the same, man. Who knows what he was going through. I remember they were saying, and I don't know how true it is. Like I said, I'd never met the man, but they said that he had a lot of he had to go for like alcohol or something. I remember he was on some show to I guess like fix his life or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was one of those shows. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
He married a bottle in 2004 and filed for a annulment the next day. Okay, that sounds like something that might be fueled by alcohol.
Well, but look at the woman. I think he was living with a woman. Look at her. She's not bad looking either. She's some low-level actress.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. What I tell you about that status, we just said
money don't buy everything.
They damn sure don't. And like you just said low
status.
Look, and then you just said low level actress, and we do it all the time. We say, yeah, she's an actress, but she's a C actress.
Brittany Powell was his. I think at the time of his death was the lady he was dating.
Yeah, she was somebody I'd never heard of, and the film she was in I'd never heard of. So that's why she's a low level actress to me.
Well, some people just say, well, yeah, that's the A, B, C. We do it all the time. Just like regularly, like
he's hotter than most of the women I've hooked up with. Yeah, pretty much all of them. Yeah, it was like so his taste.
And you know what? But not as hot as the one that you eventually want to hook up with.
Damn, just putting it out there. Fuck.
No, I didn't say anything.
Dude, I'm an old man. I'm gonna have a hard time hooking up with anything that I've actually.
I don't know. I mean,
nah, look, I'm seeing old men out here living and stuff.
I can drop the booze maybe and get in a little better shape, but that's gonna be a requirement. And I really like the booze.
Look here, listen, and I know this no disrespect to Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, but if he had a chance
Yeah, oh, he was famous. See, dude.
No. It was before
No.
he was famous that he was pulling tail.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
Physically unattractive.
Thank you.
Huge amount.
Thank you, Jack.
If you have a certain social status and as a musician, I mean, yeah, Biggie Smalls. I don't think that's a good example, man. I mean, that's
No. Trust me. If he has a chance, anybody has a chance.
Yeah, but he had both money and fame.
No. This was before the fame.
Yeah, that was before
Sure, it
fame
was.
and money.
yeah.
Yeah, that's when he was still doing underground
He's still
stuff.
pulling gorgeous women.
Yeah.
Before he
He
had the
was. He was. I know this for a fact. Like I told you, I have family members that's in the music industry. That's how I know this for a fact. And I've seen him with some of these people. Yeah, interesting. I'm like, oh my God. So there's hope. I'm telling you. Come on, man. You gotta, let's be real. Flavor Flav.
Oh yeah,
Okay? Listen.
one of the weirdest dudes ever.
His now this is coming from me. I'm a guy who normally wears like track pants and like con t-shirts. So
And huge clocks.
huge
Right.
what?
Clock
I wear
with an L.
I'd say Flavor Flav's dress style is even weirder.
Yours, let's be realistic. Your dress style is not weird.
It's casual.
It's cat.
Fat boy comfortable.
Come on, I'm wearing. Stop, man. I'm wearing. Y'all see some of the t-shirts I've had on?
Yeah, you died of dysentery.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Yeah, most of my shirts are all con shirts that I've got, and I've got so many freaking con shirts because I go to over 20 cons a year, and I usually get at least one t-shirt each con.
And some of those, but here's the thing. Trust me, I have a wife that helps me dress. Okay, she looks out for me in the wardrobe department. She gets me right. Shoot, I ain't ashamed to admit it. She get me right because it'd be all kinds of con shirts. Dude, I got an Oregon Trail shirt, and I'm thinking that's like the greatest thing in the world. To me, it is.
Heck yeah.
You know, to the next person, like, what's that? That's because they don't understand the dynamics. They don't understand. Like I said, what's enjoyable to you? What do you value? You know, I have fun with the different T-shirts and stuff. You know, and I just you just get to that point. So don't ever think you dress weird. No, I can't let you do that to yourself, man. I cannot let you say that about yourself because I know I dress different. For God's sakes, look at this. And I got a Mega Man thing. I got all these little things floating around here. Okay? Like,
I couldn't have a B-sides. I think. Wait, this is I got B-sides Nova shirt on right now.
There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. And I thought this is the coolest thing in the world that they did. And I was so geeked up, I needed it. B-sides Nova. Floppy disk.
Nice.
Oh, see, I don't even think I got a badge this year. Shit, I should have.
Yeah, I went and grabbed the badge. Yeah, I said, oh my goodness. No, you don't.
B-sides Nova, I didn't even get a staff shirt because I chose the wrong ones. And I chose, I saw one that said extra large. I've got the extra large. It was extra large women's.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yep.
It did not fit right at all. I was like, okay, I can't wear this shit. This is like,
Bro.
I feel like I'm about to show my belly. It's like, no, I can't.
This is what I wore the other day. Mork and Mindy.
Rick and Morty.
I mean, Rick and Morty. Mork and Mindy. I got Mork and Mindy in my mind. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. That's what I'm saying.
Shirts that are like shit. I got one that says it's got some poem about and in the safe spaces bind them. But I also got one that's like you know the t-shirthell.com?
Yeah.
They have school.
Yeah, I shop there.
A school shootings tour T-shirt.
Oh, they do. Oh God.
It's terrible. I got one though.
You did.
T-shirt hell? Oh my God, that brings back memories.
Oh wow.
I remember post 9/11 shirts.
Doesn't
Wow.
matter what race, religion, gender you are, sexuality. T-shirt
Nope.
has something to offend.
No, there's not.
I remember the one shirt that really stuck in my mind was you know the old iconic shirt I Heart New York.
Yeah,
They changed it to I Plain New York
they did.
on the T-shirt hell, and they had a pilot. They had a pilot posing next to two people wearing it.
Nice.
Yeah, here's the T-shirt in question. I don't think they've updated it for years, but oh crap, that didn't work. But yeah, there's the T-shirt. School shooting tour, 1998 to 2005. So obviously it's way behind. Let's go to the main site. Active shooter. That one isn't too bad actually. Bob Marley. That would not Bob Marley. Star Trek. Oh, this I'm an asshole. In the comment section. Let's see. Let's go to the bowels of hell. Oh, they also have baby wear. So if you want to get your daughter like a jumper, they have.
Oh, I have her. She has a Linux shirt. I did get her Linux shirt.
No, this one's pretty bad. Mary was only a virgin if you don't count anal.
Oh my God, no!
That's pretty much.
I'm not putting that on my daughter.
Yeah, that's not in the baby one. Let's look at what's in the baby one. This baby one may not be as bad. Let's see.
They have one. Jesus did it for the chicks,
Kicking ass.
and they have a picture of Jesus on the cross.
My Zelda shirt.
I beat Plan B. All right. Mama drinks because I cry.
Plan B.
Wait, time out. Back up. You beat Plan B. Oh my God.
Oh, the worst one I've seen on this one is I fucked the Olsen twins before they were famous.
Ooh.
I think that's the worst thing I've seen on this site. So I'll just leave that up there, tshirthell.com. Y'all can go check it out as you wish.
Thanks for the promo.
I like the old the baby T-shirt that I'm this many and it's holding up its middle finger. That's cute.
Wow. Like, yeah. So don't ever think you dress weird. Don't ever think you dress weird. We are all weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, like I know I dress weird.
Oh, I know I do too. So
especially on the weekends whenever I don't have to dress professionally or semi-professionally for work.
Yeah.
Well, heck, I live on 4 acres, so once it comes summertime, it's ripped jeans. I'm out mowing grass and do stuff in the woods or.
Oh shit, man! 4 acres is a lot to fucking mow too.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thankfully, only about 2.5 of it, 2.5 to 3, I have to mow.
My uncle had an acre. He basically, after Grandma died, he let the back grow up into like big woods.
Yeah, they don't like it when I do that. So,
like a homeowners association or something.
No, the county.
Oh, that's worse than the HOA. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be my wardrobe for tomorrow. This is what I'm wearing tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna rock that tomorrow. Ah, la la la. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so yeah. I just, like I said, I love it. I love it too much. Like someday like today, what was it? I think like after lunch, I just sat and I got old wrestling videos, right? And I was just watching the Fabulous Freebirds. Yeah, Jimmy Jam Garvin, man, Bad Street, and Michael Hayes.
The Fabulous Freebirds. What are they?
Jimmy Jam Garvin, and Michael Hayes, classic tag team.
Oh, is that? Wait, were they the guys that were in the beginning of the movie Highlander?
No.
Wait, we're talking about a wrestling group, right?
Yeah, wrestling group, and they had on the
wrestling group at the beginning of the movie Highlander, and I'm pretty sure it was the Fabulous Freebirds.
It probably was them, yeah.
Who did
they had the fur. They had the fur. Jimmy Jam Garvin and Terry Hayes, Michael Hayes, excuse me. Those are the days of Terry Funk.
I don't know about them, but I know about Highlander, and I'm pretty sure those are the guys that.
I'm a huge wrestling fan.
No.
Yeah.
That is hard.
Yep. IMDb trivia, that was the Fabulous Freebirds at the beginning of the movie Highlander.
Yep.
It causes him to have a flashback to like going to battle in some like clan on clan fight.
Yep. Bad Street. And I mean, they were just free with it. I was like, oh, this is crazy. They can dress like this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, you look at like, oh shoot, I can't remember what her Twitter handle is, but certain people like, what's that stuff where it's metallic or
what?
Not goth, but some of the newer stuff that kind of made it
purple.
Did you say purple?
Are you talking emo?
You mean metal? Do you?
No,
no, not emo.
The wrestling match in the beginning of the scene was,
I'll tell you in a minute,
the legendary AWA American Wrestling Association tag team of the Fabulous Freebirds, consisting of Michael Hayes,
and Jimmy Jam
Roberts, and the team of Greg Gagne, son of AWA owner Vern Gagne.
Oh, that's right, Terry Gordy.
Jumping Jim Buznell.
Jumping Joe Brunzell.
Buzzell of the WWF tag team, the Killer Bees.
Yeah, the Killer Bees. B. Brian Blair.
Also known as Tama of the WWF team, the Islanders. Okay.
Yeah, I remember the Islanders. Haku and Saku.
Israel, are you talking about like industrial?
Maybe. Lady Nikon. What's the stuff?
Oh, Lady Nikon. That's my homegirl. She's cool.
Yeah, but that style of stuff, it has a name. What's it called?
I forgot. I just know it's a style. I was saying.
I mean, like, everybody has some style.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Nah, is that what it's called?
I think it is. Oh, no. It's something industrial. Crap.
Oh, steampunk.
Steampunk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I taught me something.
Industrial, but I associate that with industrial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, classic industrials like VMV Nation or Covenant or things like that.
Yeah, like Lady Nikon is cool. Like
steampunk has a lot of clockwork theme. If you want to like describe it in the future.
Yeah, like the gears and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I like the style that Malware Unicorn has. I like that style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, something about the purple hair. Or the metallic, you know. Yeah, it's just some people it just fits. Like I can't, like she can never change her hair color.
See, but she could, because at one point, it was her other style was perfectly fine. Yeah. But then she decided to go purple hair, and she owns it.
I love it.
See, like you do like a flat top and still own it.
Oh yeah, I could. I could.
Heck
really
yeah.
Could. And I'll be like, yeah. But even my trademark words like ow and meow, hiss. Yeah. Like I'll say those from time to time. But
it's you being confident in you.
Damn right. I love me some me.
All right, guys. I think we got about most of the cast out, so I'm going to leave it going for a little bit longer. Everybody can converse, but we'll shut down the broadcast and
shut down that live. Good night.
We all have Liz advise us on our finances.
Yeah, we've done the P90X on our finances, and now we just having some fun. Night, guys.
People listening next week.
All right.